Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Pocket Razor channel, and welcome to what we're going to call Sharp Talk. How you guys doing tonight? So, thought we'd slide in here and saw an opening tonight with Dennis not jumping in and doing his live, or at least he said he wasn't going to be doing it for a little bit. So, thought I'd get in here and kind of debut this kind of new segment I've been wanting to do for months and months, and we're finally getting to it tonight. We're going to call it Sharp Talk, and let's get a few people in here and we'll kind of talk about that. What are you guys up to tonight? Looks like we got a few of you guys in here already. Excuse me. Hey, Mark Parks, how you doing, my man? Ground Fog, you guys are crushing it getting in here early. Kevin Smith and Knives, how you doing, my man? Hey, love the pizza, right on. Chris Juarez, how you doing, my man? So, J-Dub, Tuesday Live, hiya. Yeah, new segment, dude. We're going to do a little Sharp Talk. Sharp Talk. Figured we'd do a little live stream Sharp Talk tonight. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to sharpen some knives. So let me throw it down on here. You guys get a better idea what we got going on. We got the Wicked Edge set up tonight, everybody. So come on in. Let's get wicked with our Wicked Edge. And let's make some stuff sharp. Ooh, let me see. Let me throw this other one up here. I'm going to try this tonight, guys. I don't know how much we're going to like it or not, but we'll give her a shot and see if we like a little picture-in-picture here while we're trying to do this. Yeah, right on. So come on in, take a load off, everybody. Mike Jernak, 2 days early. Don't forget to show up on Thursday as well. Planning on doing the regular Thursday night live stream as well. So I thought we'd jump in here, and if I would have known that Cole was going to go down earlier, I might have got everything set up and gone a little bit earlier. After Tim's got finished up, could have jumped in, but try not to walk on anybody. So I thought sounded like maybe Javon was going to try to do something tonight, but last night on Pocket Metal, it sounded like he was pretty sick, and sounded like he might not be up and doing anything until about Thursday-ish, I think is what Pocket Metal was talking about. So hopefully he gets feeling better. But yeah, I saw a post that Sharp Guy did here in the last week or so when I was on vacation for a few days last week, and said he was going to deal with life a little bit and wasn't going to be doing his live for a while. So thought I'd kind of jump in. Tuesday nights are kind of slow, and that kind of just gave us an opening to do that. So good to see you guys coming in. Right on. So you guys got any cool stuff been going on in your week so far? So throw it up in the chat. So we're not going to get real formal, real crazy. I'm going to just actually kind of start explaining what I'm doing here in just a few. Throw questions up in the chat or throw up anything you guys want to talk about. And as I'm sitting here sharpening, we'll try to converse about that as well. But as some of you guys that have been here know, I love to build bug outs. And essentially that's what I got here. I got a brand new bug out of the box. So we're just going with the 535. My setup's a little bit different tonight, guys, and I got to pay attention to this blade that's in front of me here. I do have the finger cut kit sitting over next to me, but got one of our favorite builder bug outs. We got the CF Elite, the 535 BK-2. Essentially what I've already done is cracked open the box, got the knife out, and guys, you'll notice that the blade isn't in there. The blade's in here. So I've already peeled the blade out of this guy. For me, when I'm sharpening, if I'm going to reprofile a knife, and essentially most of the time when I'm doing that, I'm going to go through it anyways in most cases, which I am going to do with this one. But essentially this knife was getting all tore apart anyways. This is just the donor knife for one of the builds I've got going on the bug outs. Currently I've got 5 of them, pieces and parts of them going anyways. This particular one that we're going to start with tonight, this is the blade I need to get done. I want to get this particular one buttoned up, and I thought it'd be fun to kind of record it. Been wanting to do some sharpening on here ever since it started the channel, and like I said, just kind of been trying to get caught up with life and energy and stuff here, and trying to get some more content put out from the channel. And the bailout in 3V. I love the bailout. I don't remember what steel mine has, is it though? I don't remember if it has the 3V in it or not. I think the bailout's cool. I got to tell you that I'm not a humongous tonneau fan as far as usability. I love the look of them. But as much as I thought I'd like carrying that blade shape, I really don't that much, Chris. But like I say, that's more about the blade shape on there than anything. 3V, I have been around it a little bit. It's just damn tough stuff, man. So, Well, J-Dub, that's an excellent question. I played around that with a bunch. And we're going to test the theory a little bit. This particular bug out, this is S30V. I've got this thing set up, and I'll kind of walk through what I've done here just a little bit while we're talking about this and answering JW's question. But essentially all I've done up to this point, this is a wicked edge. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. Whoops, just dropped my handle on the floor. This is a wicked edge, and I know the way the camera angle is overhead, it's kind of hard to see. But essentially, this is where we got it mounted in here. And it holds the blade in the vise there for those of you that have never seen it. And basically what I've already done, just so we didn't have to monkey around with it, is I'll take a Sharpie. This is one I just keep in my sharpening kit. I literally just go through and I just black out both sides of the blade. And then essentially, and you're going to see I'm going to pull these stones off in a few. These stones that I currently have on here, these are my 800,000s. And long story short, J-Dub, this is kind of a cool build I'm working on, and this is not going to stay in the collection. This is actually going somewhere very specific. And for the individual that ultimately going to end up with this, I'm kind of pushing boundaries a little bit, and with the whole build anyways on this particular bug out with this individual, might be pushing a few limits, which is kind of a little bit of a part of it. Pretty soon all will be revealed. But I'm going to lay this one down to 15 degrees on S30V, and I've never done that. And that may be a mistake. S30V is a damn good steel. I've had it down to 17 before degrees per side. And essentially, on the wicked edge, while we're talking degrees per side, I'm going to walk through. I'll show you how I kind of set that up on here. Typically, for working edges, regardless of the steel, if you're in the better steels, I do think 17, 18 is a good place to be. M4, which I love, that's what I keep in the Super Freak. Here, that's the new one. I haven't put an edge on that one. But Super Freak, this guy right here, I've had 4 or 5 different edge angles on it over the years that I've had it. This particular one, and this one I did have laid down at 15 at one time, and quite honestly, with the M4 on this thing, as hard as I beat it, I brought it back, and it's back at 17. 15, 16, it was getting too chippy. You might be able to see a little bit. It was right there. This is about ready, and the last edge I put on this was about 18 to 24 months ago, and it's just been stropped out ever since. And this is in my pocket probably anywhere between 3 and 5 days a week. And when I got to do something that could be considered rough, tough, or abusive, this is one I grab. I do have a chip right on the back side of the blade here, and I got another smaller one up here. So this is getting ready to come out, and quite honestly, I think this was the last time I did it 17. I will probably either just dress it up at 17, or I might bring it back down to 18. It's done really well at 17 degrees per side this time around. That's M4. 20 CV, Magna Cut, 390. Any of that stuff, I've played around between 15, 17, and I have good luck with it. Now, a lot of it's going to depend on how you're using the knife, on the blade angle, and what kind of a use and abuse that it might see. Anytime you lay them down and you get that steep, you're going to risk, when you get heavy-handed on any steel, you're going to risk taking the edge off a little bit easier. Hey, what do you got going on there? Yeah, I've never gone past 17. Well, J-Dub, I have a few times. My Auto Adamas, I've got at 15, and maybe I'll pull that out here in a few and show you that. That is just absolutely amazing on the crew wear. Splitting Slices, how you doing? Welcome in, my man. So right on, we get caught up with you guys that are coming in. And I probably will do a lot of jabbering and probably miss a lot of stuff in the chat. So if you guys hollering at me, tag me the best you can. It makes it easier for me to see when you guys are talking directly at me on it, especially when I'm going to be looking away a lot. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Right on. I appreciate the support. Thank you for, yeah, please hit the like button. Thank you very much. And appreciate you stopping by. Hang out for a while if you got the time. So, but Henry, how you doing, Henry? Welcome. Good to have you in here, sir. So, right on, Joseph S. Well, welcome. Good to have you in here as well, sir. But yeah, so we're just going to kind of screw around. Like I said, probably going to be a little bit different for those of you that have been into the Thursday Night Lives. We're not going to just kind of stop this. I'm just going to kind of sharpen and talk about sharpening, anything related to this and whatever tangents we get off. You know, and let's just have a good time. Let's try something new. So, right on. Thank you so much, my man. That's awesome. Appreciate you. So, yep, hitting the likes. And I don't have my links up and ready. I probably should have. But let me hop over there. And do I got any mods in here yet? So, but yeah, if you guys got channels, we'll try to figure out a way to get your links out there too. But yeah, get over there and check out Splitting Slices. He's definitely got a great channel over there. I was just checking out some of his content a little bit when I was out of town last week. So, alrighty. So, anyways, basically, I like to take the blades out of the knife, out of the handle when I'm going to do a lot of sharpening. If I don't, then I'll usually tape up right here from the handle back. When what I call reprofile or introduce a new edge to it, we're going to move a lot of material on this, guys. Even when you're dressing it up, you know, all that material, if you're not covering your pivot and stuff, will get down in there. In this case, and in most cases, I just take them out. I get the thumb studs off, get them out of the way, especially when you're laying them down. I've roached out a ton of thumb studs. Blue, what's going on, Brother Blue? How you doing, my man? Thank you so much, Blue, for throwing that guy up in there. So great to have you in here, my man. And thank you for jumping in and getting that out for old Byron there. But I like to just kind of keep it as clean as I can. The other thing is, and like I say, we can throw one in here a little bit where I put the handle on that. But you can tell on the wicked edge, not that it's a huge deal, but let me back the camera out so you can get a little bit better perspective on this. Might be a little bit, whoops, I'm on the wrong camera. I'm like a dummy. Let me get over here and click over onto that one. I think it's the one we want. Yep, it is. Okay. So I'll back out a little bit on here and pull this back. I guess I have to slide that forward. Now you can see with that coming back, here's our blade in through here. Blade back in here. When you got it back into it, you can on a bigger knife put it into your chest. This also getting the handle and everything off of there, aside from keeping the final results and the innards clean. It kind of just gives you some room to get in here and work a little bit. And basically, we can get into this a little bit. I'm going to get sharpened in here in a few. And then come in and get everything set up. This is just a little pool noodle. I just do it so when I drop my stones and stuff, they don't smack on the edge of the base there. Weighted base, just moves around. Once I get marked out, I come in 600, 800,000, whatever we got. And I've already done this just so we don't have to mess around with it. But I'll come in after I mark those edges. And I'll come in and I want to check. And I've already set my degrees per side here on these things. I'll show you on the other side in a second. But I'll just come in and kind of scrub that first side. And then I am going to bring the lights up a little bit in here, guys. It may get a little bit blown out and bright in here. There we go. Just makes it easier for my old eyes to see. Even then, I'll still bring in a little flashlight there. And what I'm doing is where I put that marker on the edge of the blade. A lot of you guys probably know the marker trick. I'm trying to see where am I profiling? Where am I hitting? I'm using my finer stones at this point because if I'm using my coarser ones and my angle's off or I want to make an adjustment or move the blade forward and back, then I don't want to have that more aggressive grit where I got more cleanup to do. So anyways, I like the way that side is. Like I said, I did check this out, have it set up beforehand. But essentially, like on this side, when we want to set this thing up, We've got a little digital angle finder gauge here. And I'll just set this thing in here, get it zeroed out on the base, because everything's perpendicular to the base. Cool thing with the Wicked Edge stones, they're diamond stones, they're magnetic. And then I can just come in here and I can set my degrees per side. And I know you guys can't really see that very well out there. I'll kind of twist it. It's going to throw the angle off. But you can see I'm just basically looking at a digital gauge is what I'm looking there. And I'm just checking to make sure that I'm seeing the angle that I want. I've done enough bug outs that as far as placement goes, on the actual blade of the Wicked Edge as well, forward to back and stuff, I kind of just know where to put it. And then we can get into that. If any of you guys ever get into a Wicked Edge and struggle with blade placement, just reach out to me. We can help you try to figure that out. But essentially, once I scrub the edges of the blade with a finer grit, and in this case, we're going to have to take some shoulders off. And they're not as bad as some of them I've seen. You know, the bug out has got a pretty thin blade anyways. But you get into a much thicker blade stock, where you got to take the shoulders off. Say they've only put like about a 20-degree grind on it from the factory or something like that. You can spend a lot of time knocking the shoulders off. We're going to get real busy in a quick second here and check that out. The other thing I like to look for is I like to look on my tip and on my corners. I like to know how much these guys are usually hand belt sharpening these things at the factory. I'm hearing a little drag in there. Where am I dragging? Okay, I'm just getting a little bit right there. Not too bad though. But I like to check this, and I'll just scrub it in at this point. Like I say, we're going to totally reprofile this. And I'm just checking. But oftentimes when they roll in and off the belts, when they're belt sanding them, and for whatever reason, for a long time, Benchmade had a huge problem with this. I haven't seen it quite as much. Oftentimes, this back corner of the blade right here will have a chunk taken out of it. It's like they almost bounce into it or something over there. Or sometimes the tip on one side up there, they'll catch it on one side coming out. So I like to see that, and I like to make sure at this point that I'm liking what I'm seeing. I am seeing a little bit right on that tip right there. I'm just going to see if this is going to clean it up if I focus on there just a touch. And what I'm trying to do is if I've got to take off a lot of steel to try to take out some of those imperfections, I like to know it now. And it can sometimes change my approach. Like I say, I'm just checking my tip right now. And I'm liking it. This one does have just a fraction out there, but I know with as much as we're going to take off here in a second that we're going to do that. So we'll get that cleaned out of the way. Right on, let me check back in with you guys. Okie dokie. Let's see. Where did we go? Okay, got a little bit behind you there. Right on. Hey, yes they are. I haven't had a chance to spend much time in them, Chris, but caught a little bit of one the other night. Was just kind of lurking for a little bit. But yeah, make sure you get over and check her stuff out. You know, right on. Okay. Okay. Oh, right on, Byron. With any of these systems, guys, you just got to be mindful of what you're doing here. The Wicked Edge, and I've got the Work Sharp, a couple of the different versions of the Work Sharp, where they turn over and they're side to side. And there's pros and cons to all of these. So far, hey, Kathleen, how you doing? Good to see you in here, dear. Right on. There's pros and cons to the different guided systems, at least I've tried. I've tried KME, the old Lansky years and years ago. Wicked Edge has been my primary system, and I do use the Work Sharp PA and then the Pro PA more recently. Like I say, I think that the Wicked Edge has some strengths over the others, and particularly that Pro PA has solved some of the problems I run into here, so I do bounce back and forth. I am going to go for polished edges on a couple of these blades that I'm working on now. When I do that, my Wicked Edge setup is much better for that. And so that's why I'm going with the Wicked Edge. And quite honestly, it's been a while since I used the Wicked Edge, and I love it. I haven't really done a whole lot of sharpening of any kind for a while. Most of my carry stuff has been good, and I haven't really needed to. But then life has just been busy and I've been running behind on everything. So there's that. But it just feels good to sit down and get some darn sharpening done and have a good time. So, hey, Kathleen, well, we got you in here, dear. Hey, I wanted to apologize. We got a little bit rowdy the other night in that chat on Friday night. And I just want to let you know, dear, I felt bad that we got rowdy in your presence there. So I hope you accept my apology. And yeah, I played a part in the rowdiness. So please, dear, forgive me. Accept my apologies if you would, please. Yeah, let's get going with it. So I'm going to get these out of the way. You can see why I like to have those little bouncy things in here. But we're going to get right down and get serious. If I'm going to put a new edge on, I don't screw around and mess around with the finer grits. We're going to bring out the 100 grit diamonds, and we're just going to get right on there. And I do use just a touch. This is a couple of reasons. I'll use a little bit of just lapping fluid. This is just some stuff I picked up years ago. And I like to put just a touch on each stone. And then this might make some of you guys cringe, but it's not really all that bad. But I'm not actually going to rub them. I'm just going to kind of pat these guys together. It just kind of distributes a little bit. These are going to, one, help the stones to keep from loading up. They do kind of make a bit of an oily mess, which is a bit of a downside. But it's also going to keep the dust and the particles down. And we're dealing, obviously with steel. We're dealing with diamonds. Especially where I'm sitting here right in front of my computer with electronics and stuff around, I want to keep the dust to a minimum. Okay, what do we got going on up here? You guys are throwing in some good stuff. Since it isn't sharp right on, yeah. So what kind of sharpening do you like to do there, MPG? You sharpen by hand. You got a favorite method or system you like to use? So, Kathleen, that I'm not surprised by that, dear. Yeah, you're right, and I think sometimes people forget that. Sometimes it is okay. Just to walk away. If it's not your thing. So, like I said, it was a little bit late night. We were definitely being way too much of old fat teenage boys that night. So, thank you. I appreciate your attitude, and thank you. So anyways, we're just going to get serious, and like I say, I'm going to get a little refreshment in here at the moment. And we'll just kind of get to cranking here. And oftentimes what I'll do, guys, this is my low light side tonight, just the way the setup is. I'm going to start on here, and when I start scrubbing, I'll spend more time at 100 and 200 than I am anywhere else. The reason I do that is I found that early on when I started doing this, I tried to rush and get out of it, and I'd always end up having to come back and pick some stuff up. Now is the time, guys, to get it right. I mean, this is where you're actually setting the shape and the profile. Your angle you're setting, but all of your parameters is where you're setting. From the 100 grit and finer, from this point on, all we're going to do is refine the edges off it at this point. Yeah, in the 200, 400 range, there's an argument that we can still change the shape of it a little bit, but quite honestly, it just takes a lot longer. And I will, even though this is a two-sided system, you do see these guys using this two-handed, and there are times where I'll do this, but generally when I'm profiling, I still kind of work side to side. When I'm being really lazy back in the old days, sometimes I'd only just take out one stone and move it from side to side on these lower ones. And I'm literally just using a scrubbing motion here, guys, because all we're trying to do right at this point is I'm trying to knock these shoulders down. You got to remember, these things, I didn't check this one, but a lot of times they'll come with the hand grind somewhere in about 19 to 22 degrees. And so anytime you're going to lay an edge down, almost any time, you're going to have to spend some time taking that shoulder off there. So, and then what we're going to do is once we get out of that 100 and we like where 100 is, we're going to refine it with 200 and so on. So, like I say, there's going to be a lot of this kind of tedious grinding going on here tonight. And so hopefully we can figure out a way to have a bit of a conversation. Like I say, anywhere along the way, you guys have any questions, let me know. And I'm going to be the first one to tell you guys, I'm not an expert. I'm not a professional at doing this. I'm self-taught, largely with YouTube videos and just hamming and egging it. I do stop periodically. You'll see I do use a brush, and I like to keep the particles kind of out of the way. And I do a lot of looking at this point, and I'm right now, I'm not even worried about that burr. I'm trying to make sure that my profile, and this is the sexy part that we're setting right now, especially when we polish this thing out. We're going to want them to be as even as we can get them. I like to get them as even as I can from front to back, right up to the point where we start to get into the tip. And a lot of people don't realize it, but when you're on a guided system, your angles stay relatively consistent. As your blade goes from thinner to thicker and you start to go off that tip, that natural bevel that comes off of it, if you're getting it right and you're staying even, that's going to kind of widen out and sweep out. I like to make sure it's starting to do that at the tip at this point. I'm trying to see what I've got going on. And this side's scrubbing in pretty nice. We're not quite got a burr coming off of it yet. You guys are also going to notice I get pretty friendly with the edge. It's just the way I am. I don't recommend it. I touch the edge a lot. I just have developed a comfort level from the time I was a kid doing it. The way my dad kind of taught us to hand sharpen and stuff like that. It's not recommended, but I literally feel the edge. And you can screw up. You can take a chunk out of yourself really quick, and I have over the years. But you kind of get to the point where once, and some of you may be like that. You can either even just literally touch and feel that edge, literally with your finger all the way down it, to the point where you're almost ready to start slicing your skin. Sometimes you unintentionally do, but generally, those of you that know that feel will probably appreciate what I'm talking about. Okay, and I'm watching this back side here. Okay, let's start to see if we got a burr. And early on like this, we don't necessarily have to get a heavy burr. You got to remember, we're going to do this to both sides, so they're going to walk in a little bit. Once I kind of start to get them where I'm at, then I'm going to get a little bit more deliberate on my direction. And at this point, I actually kind of like just a cross-hatching scrub. And that's just helping remove the materials. And then here again, stop it and check. So, right on. Okay. See what we got. Still like the way that's developing up here. Okay. I like what we got going on that side right now. So we're going to bring in that other side just a little bit. So right on. What am I missing over in the chat here? Okay. MPG was talking to us about what you got going on. Mostly sharpened kitchen knives freehand. It's the cheapest option for us, not really knowing a lot, but more and more with the YouTuber that is extremely short. There you go, cool. Okay, very cool. And it looks like you have a 200 grit, so I imagine that's where you're roughing everything in. And then mostly use what you believe is 1200 grit. Okay. And yeah, if you're getting down to anywhere from about an 800 to a 1200 grit, is usually considered a really good working edge. We're going to take this a little beyond that tonight. Not necessarily going to gain anything, but it'll be super sexy and slicey sharp when we're done. Now, especially when we polish them out, there's a point where you start to tip over and you start to lose some goodness, and you start to gain some sexiness, but it's big enough for your kitchen knife. Right on. Worksharp's got that rolling deal, MPG. I haven't had a chance to play with it. I need to pick one up, and I do want to try that. And kind of set it, and it's got that rolling kind of a deal. I'm fascinated by that. Right, yep. And that's the tomatoes are a great way to test that thing out. And you're going to really feel whether or not your edge is there or not. And that's where stropping. A lot of people run kitchen knives over a steel or stropping them out, especially on a kitchen knife. Keep that edge balanced and drawn out. Can help you maintain those as well. You know, I love to sharpen, but quite honestly, I spend a lot more time stropping and maintaining my knives that way. One during the second week, so there you go, right on, Byron. I appreciate that. I kind of rambled and got off topic, but one of the things I like about this is, yes, you're working in close to the edge here. The thing that I like, the main thing, is when you're coming back, you want to make sure you're not coming back into that tip. But generally speaking, and I'm working both directions now. I'm pretty comfortable with it. You're going to find here pretty quick, I'm going to start to go mostly all vertical. And that's the nice thing about the Wicked Edge, is you don't have to kind of go both directions. You can just keep it. This is always pushing you away from the blade that way. I do believe, and we'll explain this in a little while, there's a reason to kind of come up and back at you more than not. But let's grab on this guy here, and I've got my right side on, and get going in there. Okay. But yeah, I do think the Wicked Edge actually, if I had to compare it like with one of the systems where they kind of flip the blade, like a Work Sharp, let's see, TS Prof I think does it. And I haven't used a TS Prof, but I'm fascinated by it. I'd like to get my hands on a TS Prof system so I could kind of learn it a little bit and compare it with some of these other guided systems that we've got going on here. But I think that it's actually relatively safe. And I know that maybe seems counterintuitive to you, but I'll tell you, on my Pro PA, which is sitting in front, we'll get it on here one of these days, but when it's sitting in front of you and you're flipping from side to side and you're always working into the blade, you got multiple directions that you can get yourself on that blade, and you're working into the edge and into the tip, and it's kind of facing you all the time. This way, the serious business end of it is generally pointed away from you. So yeah, I get it. You got to be careful. And hopefully I don't show you what an accident looks like around here tonight. And I do feel like it's pretty safe. Is it a little intimidating at first? Yes, it is. And if you've never used a guided system, it can take a little getting used to, and like anything else, practice on just some kind of unimportant blades or blades you don't care if you screw up. I never screwed anything up when I was getting started with it to the point that it wasn't savable. I know some people have. But yeah, I'll guarantee you the first half a dozen knives I sharpened on a guided system, which would have been a Wicked Edge, a little bit different one than this. I've actually got two of them. I've got one of the little portable ones. I don't have it out tonight, but we'll get them all pulled out one of these days and kind of go through the systems themselves. But all in all, really, really safe systems. And once you kind of get the feel for them, you can see, you'll see me place my offhand over here. I'm not really holding the blade. To me, it's just more of a feel thing. And here again, back to the way I was kind of taught to hand sharpen, by the old man back in the day. It was kind of a two-handed sharpening system. And so your primary hand and then the other hand was kind of there. It's more of a sensory kind of a thing, I guess. And that's all I'm really doing is I just feel like when I've got those fingers on the back side of that there, one, I can watch what I got going on, and I can start to see when that burr wants to roll over, which is what I'm kind of trying to work towards now. And I'm going to check the profile and make sure it's profiling the way I want here in just a second. But that's all we're trying to do is get those shoulders off now. And you can see you can put some nice evening strokes on there. And let's get our little brush out here and get Mr. Arkfeld Inspector Light in here and make sure we like what we're seeing. Okay, so this tip out here could use a little bit. Coming back in here. Okay, now I'm starting to feel the burr roll back over. And that's one of the reasons like we kind of start. The other thing I'm going to try to do is I'm going to kind of try to get an idea of how tall my my bevels get in on these guys. And make sure from side to side I'm getting close. Your short one is the one that needs to go over. Do more work on your short side. The more you work on it, open it up, but you got to be careful. There's a balance. You have to walk it back and forth to get them even. This guy right out on that tip, and this is, remember I was saying that we had that little bit of black mark that wasn't coming off out here? That's kind of where we need to do a little work on it. And I need, we'll put a little bit more work on that side. We need to deepen that up just a bit. This one's a little bit shorter than this one right now. So, Blue, you super gluing back on, you madman. I love it. Super glue and duct tape are my favorite cut remedies. So, they really are. Stop it bleeding. What is it about the adhesive and duct tape that makes cuts heal better than Band-Aids do? So, right on. Bourbon. Who's talking about bourbon? Right on, right on, right on. So, okay. Yeah, I got one of those too, Blue. That guy right there laid that whole end of that thing off of there. I got most of it back, but it took years to get that feeling back in that fingertip. So, Brown Sugar, how you doing? Welcome. Good to have you in here. Alrighty, not a lobster or lizard, right on, Byron. Okay. Okay, what do we got? Just kind of check in. I do, Kathleen. I do, and probably won't get into it too much tonight, dear. But if you want to reach out to me, we can certainly talk, and I'm happy to talk you through it. I will try to get the WorkSharp system on here pretty quick, so to kind of show you that too. I am a fan, especially the Pro PA. But let's talk. We can try to figure something out to help get you set up. So, yeah, no, I understand, and they can be a hell of an investment. I got lucky on my Wicked Edge. And I got a screaming deal on one of the little portable ones years ago, and then I kind of expanded to it, and then I was able to catch find some good deals on some stuff, and I've got a nice case and got pretty much most all the stones. They might splitting slices, and to be honest with you, I haven't really gone sharpening or stone shopping for a while, so I don't even know where the price points on the Wicked Edge systems are. I know they've come up with a couple of new ones, really. I've had my setup kind of all put together for about 4 or 5 years now. So, right on. Hey, right on, Byron. You have a great one, my man. Thanks for stopping in. Glad to have you here. So, yeah, there you go, J-Dub. Yeah, and I haven't taken a knuckle off there, but you can, like you say, you got to get with any of them. You just got to be paying attention what you're doing. You notice why I'm sitting here talking. I'm trying not to do too much. So, awesome. Look at that. Blue's throwing up a link there. Thank you for throwing that up, Blue. I'll have to check that out here. And hey, Twisted Sis, welcome. Come on in. So, right on. How's the channel going? I saw you were in the 70s on your subscribers. If anybody's not subscribed to Twisted Sis 76, get over there. She's got a new channel she's firing up. So let's go show her some love. Go hit that subscribe button and watch some of her content so it sticks. I know, a pencil sharpener, Jay. I know, right? You know me, I go over the top a little bit. I do love a nice razor-like pencil. All right, MPG. Hey, thanks for popping in tonight. Glad to have you here, dear. And hope you get some rest. We'll try to catch you over on your channel here pretty soon. So, all righty. Okay. Okay, I must have missed something. Well, you doing some stabbing of yourself over there, Twisted Sis? So, right on. So, hey, Sharp Guy, how you doing? What's going on? It absolutely will, Sharp Guy. One thing wood carving in particular will do, it teaches you to work right into yourself, and yeah, you're working right in all the time. So, like I said, there's a comfort zone to it. Not everybody gets it. It's to me, it's very much a feel. So, Alrighty, let me get, let's see if we can clean the tip up just a little bit here. And then we're going to try to even this out just a touch. When you're working on these tips, so far in any of the guided systems that I've ever used, guys, when you're out on the tip, make sure you don't get too far out on there. You can roll that sucker right around if you're not careful. And then you got a lot of work to do if you get it really good. But that hopefully will come out. That was a little bit, like I say, we had that figured out when we kind of started to scrub our lines in, and it wasn't a bad one. I've still got one of my 940 Vic that even after a couple of times on the system, I still haven't got the tip out of it, and that's the way that particular blade came from the factory. And it's been a while since I did that one. Who knows? Maybe it'll make it back. You know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for my inspection light here. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a bear right there. Got the burr coming in. Okay, I need a little bit more at the back here, it looks like. Okay, I'm just kind of trying to even and scrub this a little bit. And now I am feeling up for the edge. I'm feeling for the burr at this point. I shouldn't say the edge. I'm feeling the burr. Okay, the tail end back here, probably going to need a touch more on that side. But I'm kind of liking that. So we're going to bring a little bit back off of this side. Shouldn't take too much to just walk that guy back in. Okay, and that already pushed that burr all the way over. And now I'm just going to walk it back and forth just a little bit. Sorry, guys, I got my mic up over top here. And hopefully I won't hit it too much with the old hat. Usually have it down in front, and wasn't going to work very well with this setup tonight. So hopefully I don't hat pop you guys with too many crazy noises tonight. Okay, that's walking nice. Try to feel all the way down the length of it, and make sure you're getting a pretty consistent burr coming over that edge. Here again, I want to check this tip really close out here. Dwayne, what's going on there, my man? What am I missing up there? Okay. Yeah, that very, very, very pointy, that tip's pissing me off at the minute. So let's see if we can't go a little bit of scrubby love right there. Okay, I think we're starting to get it. We still got some more aggressive grits to come, so we don't have to get 100% of it. We just need to know that we can get it down far enough that we're going to be able to finish cleaning it out. Now I'm going to kind of check my heights again from side to side, guys. I still am a little bit tall out here on this side over here. The back, I think, is looking pretty even. I actually think we need a little bit more out here on the tip. And right now, like I said, I'm just trying to even this up. And right now is where you want to try to even stuff up the best you can. Because once you start to refine this and you get into your finer grits, you can do it 200, you can still do some cleanup, 400 even. But once you get beyond that, you're going to spend a lot of time unless you come back into these grits and you just have to go through them again. So here again, just a scrubbing motion. I like to even those guys out. And you'll see I'm coming from under here, and I'm coming up and back like this. And now I'm starting to get a little bit more deliberate with that. We're still going to do some scrubbing, but with this heavier grit, the thing you can do is you can start from here and you can go down and out. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to set the primary rake angle. And I like the rake angle basically raking back to the back of the knife. I'm more of kind of a slice cutter. That'll just give you the natural toothy edge, or that natural rake of the teeth. And even though we're going to refine them, they stay there. And that's part of what we want. And right now I'm just trying to take this back of this in just a bit to even it up more than anything. I want to make sure I've got a good burr coming. When you scrub down on it, it does tend to take your burr off a little bit, guys, which is a benefit, especially when we get down the road, especially before we get into kind of some of our polishing and our fine tuning. But usually we're going to walk this this burr right off of this thing through this process. So, okay, I'm liking the way that's looking. Hey, Manusfaction, what's going on? Yeah, just doing a little sharpening, my man. How are you? Come on in. Just getting wicked tonight, man. We got the wicked edge out, and been wanting to do some sharpening on here ever since I started the channel. And tonight's our first night. I was going to sit down and work on some stuff, and I wanted to record it. I was like, what the heck? Let's just throw a live out there. Oh, Jay, no, absolutely. I mean, Benchmade's, well, I won't say that. Benchmade's come relatively sharp, but when a Benchmade gets dull, go buy another Benchmade. Yeah, so you can still sharpen them. So, but, right on, Todd Carr. Welcome. Glad to have you in here, sir. I'm not doing a whole lot of looking at the screen, guys. If I missed anybody else, welcome. Okay, what do we got? Maddie's coming in there. Okay. It isn't Thursday, Blue. It's Tuesday, my man. Right on. Planning on being back Thursday night, too. So this isn't a replacement for that. Like I said, this is, I'm gonna call this Sharp Talk. And, you know, it'd be a series of videos or lives or whatever. And it's going to be pretty much mostly sharpening, stropping, you know, pretty much anything to do with kind of maintaining knives, that kind of stuff. So it's probably what we'll do with the Sharp Talk segment. So, right on, Jay. Right on. Yeah, Maddie, you're bored, but you're not boring. Come on, everybody. Hashtag Maddie is not boring. Hashtag Maddie is not boring. Okay. Right on. That's right. We got to cater to Maddie. Keep him from getting too bored. A bored Maddie is not a good Maddie. We want Maddie happy. Okay. Maddie-licious. The Maddie Magnificent. Look at that. Right on. Okay. Well, while we're down, we're going to go ahead and hit another refreshment break here. Okay. And guys, just so you know, I'm not paying attention in time. We could go 2, 3, 4 hours doing this. So we'll try to get this one done in a lot less time than that. We should. Okay, got that coming in. We're liking that. Now I'm going to start to even them out just a little bit. Alrighty. Hey, Dennis, you still in here, man? You were in here just a little bit ago. Yeah, you're still up in here, it looks like. I saw your post, dude, on your 279. When I threw my 279, and I've only done it one time, so that's the best game I've ever had was 279. I threw the same game, save one pin. I had your same single. I think, if I remember right, if the picture is accurate, I think you left the 5 pin. I left my friend the 10. In that particular case, I did get it picked up, though. But congrats on that 279 there, Dennis. That's awesome, my man. Alrighty. Okay, that's walking back, and we're going to bring it back again. Okay, it's walking almost about every pass now, guys. And I'm just going to try to even these guys up. And then we'll check it. And once we get it evened up where we like it, we're going to get out of the hundreds and we're going to move on. When I first started using the Wicked Edge system, I'd watch some videos. And there are some guys out there that will count their strokes from side to side on these things. And I think there's a time and a place for it. And I do try to kind of keep it even, especially once we get down out of these coarser grits. I will pay a little bit more attention to how many passes I do on each side. But that's after I've got it laid down and shaped the way I want it to. And hopefully if we do this right, it'll be nice and even. And I was basically a counter on different strokes from side to side with this thing for a while. I drove myself nuts for a while before I kind of tried to figure out. Some guys would say, well, you need 20 on each side or 30 on each side, whatever. And I did that, and quite honestly, some of my crappiest edges came that way. And it was once I kind of figured this part out about get it built the way you want it to, and then just try to keep it even as you refine it on down. And it doesn't really matter how many strokes it takes, because quite honestly, every grit's a little bit different the more you refine it. And that's all we're doing. For those of you that are not familiar with why we're changing grits and what we're doing, it's just like finishing and doing woodwork. You want to do your rough sanding with like an 80 grit, come in, follow that with like 120, and that'll finish that out. Come in with it a 180, a 220, a 400, and you're progressively working to finer and finer grits of sandpaper. And that's really all you're doing when you're sharpening. Knives, in this case, we're using diamonds. Some people use stones, aluminum oxide. You know, I do love the diamonds. The diamonds, especially with the super steels, they just get in and get the work done. And we've even got some diamonds dropping films back here down to 0.1 micron, folks. So they will get super fine and do a wonderful job. So right on. Okay, Maddylicious, the Maddylicious channel. I love it. Maddylicious channel. Will snacks be encouraged more so than they already are, Maddie? And what kind of snacks will they be? So I'm proud of you, dude. Sounds like you've been doing good on your keto diet. I'm a struggler. I understand. So you find something that's working for you, stick with it, man. So I know it's been a struggle for me throughout the years. Right on. I'm going to take a good look at this guy with the old inspection Artfeld here. Right on. It looks like we finally got our little black spot down off of that tip. That makes me feel good. We got a nice even taper going out. Got a nice even taper. Now the bug outs, because they're so thin, naturally thin blades anyways, you'll have less of that taper as you go out. Some of the thicker blades, you can really see it get pronounced. Try to pull out my Adamas. It's got that thick blade on it, Auto Adamas. Try to pull that out here in a little bit and show you that. You'll really be able to see it on that guy. But I'm actually really liking that now. That's our 100. I do try to keep from cross-contaminating with the grits too much, at least up in here. Get them cleaned off, and then literally all we're going to do is we're going to go to our 200s. And then we're going to come in here, and I'm just going to do a little 200 scrub. Kind of scrub in on one side. And at this point, this 200, we're just going to refine down those 100 grit scratches. Or serrations, really, is almost a better way to think about it. Because that's what you're doing. You're putting all these little micro serrations in there. And right now, I'm just trying to refine those down and cut that grit in half. Make sure our edge is walking. Like I said, you guys will notice I do scrub side to side. And this is where I kind of think a crosshatch, I found it just cuts it in better. And we'll constantly come back and keep putting that rake angle in before we change our grits again. And that way we're always kind of chasing that rake angle back. Even though we refine it as we go. Yeah, that's rolling over real nice now. Come in and we'll hit her a couple passes back here. And you can feel it in hand. I can feel it now that we've changed. You can feel it getting smoother. And I don't know how well the sound. Let me look at the meter. You guys should be able to hear that. I'm assuming I turned the voice isolation mode off so that we could hopefully get some of that sound coming off here more than what we would the way I normally have the mic set up. But you can actually feel it getting smoother in hand. And on that 100, I used a fair amount of pressure on it to basically make it get in there and cut that shoulder off. Now that we got that shoulder out of the way, it almost becomes a very light touch. I'm not shoving it into the edge there. So, okay. Now let's feel that thing should have walked. It is. Okay, so it's walking. That's what we like. Is it walking all the way? Nope, we need a little bit more out here. Okay, so we're walking out there now. And when I say walking, basically we're moving that burr kind of from one side to the other, back and forth. This is basically all we're doing. So. Okay. I know Clay and his crew, you watch them in videos, see them at shows, stuff like that. Those guys are so amazing on these things. It's amazing how fast they work. I thought it was important to get fast with it, and there's a time and a place for it. If I'm just going to do a quick dress up of an edge, get in, set the angle, and you can clean it up pretty quick. But I intentionally try to slow myself down. One, I kind of enjoy this. This is kind of like therapy for me. It's not a job, you know. I'm not usually trying to get through a whole bunch of knives in a short sitting. And so I really enjoy the process of just laying in just a nice edge. You can literally call it your own. You can basically make it the way that you want to make it look right. And we can take it as far as we want to, in the sense that, do we want a toothy, good edge for cutting fiber, rope, stuff like that? We want to leave it a lot coarser. Do we want a good everyday? We can take kind of an edge that's a good overall edge. We can take it a little bit farther. You want something with some sex appeal in it? Well, we'll keep going until it gets nice and shiny. So, like I said, there is a point where once you polish them too much, they start to tip over a little bit. It's not that they're not sharp. They're sharper than hell. But what's going to happen when polished edges, you're not going to cut fibrous type materials as well. And that's what I mean, kind of tipping back over is kind of what I mean by, depending on the material, the finer edges can sometimes struggle. With that said, those finer, polished, more refined edges, there's some times where they excel too. So, there we go. And these are actually just pretty light passes on there, guys. Ooh, Maddylicious. Hanging in there with old Maddylicious. Okay, so apparently I didn't move down. What am I missing? Okay. I know, right? What is up with that? So, when I saw Sharp Guy's video, said he was going to take some time off, then I was like, man, I'm going to jump in that and play around with my sharpening stuff as long as he's not doing that. So, Hey, 88 subs, right on, Twisted Sis. Let's get over there and help light her up. If you're not subscribed to her channel, let's get over there and help her out. I got all subscribed up here today. Right on. Those guys that do that kind of stuff are amazing to watch. So, right on, Maddie. Thanks for getting over there. Make sure you throw a short up, watch a little bit of stuff so they stick. So I got 4 or 5 the other day, and I had a couple go back overnight. So I either pissed them off or YouTube took them back, one or the other. I don't know. Who's giving away a Rockstead, dude? So, right on. Mad Yoko, how are you? Welcome. Good to have you in here, dude. Trying to figure out how far back I am. Okay. Yeah, who stopped making content? I missed that part. The Japanese knife sharpening guy? Okay. Right on. Hey, Blue, thanks for throwing up Mad Yoko's channel link there. Another cool channel. Get over and check out Mad Yoko if you guys haven't been over there yet. So, and do me a favor, hit the like button if you haven't already. I think I'm going to hit it. So, I'm not too proud. You guys been doing? I just had to do the old refresh here. Thank you guys. Disregard that. You guys did an amazing job. They're ahead of the curve. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, so get back on what we're supposed to be doing here. I'm just checking this at 200 grit. Like I said, spent a lot of time at 100, guys. I'm going to move through these as fast as it makes sense, and I'm just looking to make sure that we're not leaving. What I'm looking for, I'm looking for that pattern to come down. And yeah, believe it or not, sometimes we'll pull this guy out. Okay. And with my old crappy eyes, this comes in real handy sometimes. Okay, so we're looking pretty good there. So we'll give her a little bit more here, and then we're going to roll on. And this is where I want to kind of set that 200 grit rake angle coming back. Okay. All right, feel our burr. Okay, working. Guys, at this point, when I was telling you to feel the edge, this is where you can start to feel that thing. And there's an edge there. I mean, it's cutting. If I got any scrap over here. So even at 200 grit, let's see if we can get this little scrappy here. You can see, like Doug's likes to say, it feel cut. So, yeah, so we're already getting a nice cutting edge there. We're going to get these guys out of the way and set these guys here. And then we're going to roll into our 400, 600. And we get a little bit of stropping fluid on here. Just try to keep the dust under control just a tad. Okay. You say I will kind of touch them together, and then it just kind of spreads that out a little bit. And then we will come in and we'll do a little bit of scrubby here. And this side. And I'm just making sure we're walking that burr. Okay. And listen to it a lot too, guys. You can hear the sound change. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. If any of you guys are, I don't know how well you can hear the noise of it. If you guys can hear the difference. You should, if you're hearing it now, you should start to hear it get more and more quiet as we go. That's beautiful when you got that edge so nice and balanced. It's just walking back and forth nice like that. And then this is where you can get the old wicked edge on if you want. And this is where we're just refining those grits. When you're out on that tip, place that, guys. If you get sloppy out there, it's one of the things I like to start out there sometimes and come up and back. It's a good way not to make sure that you don't knock that edge or that corner essentially off of that beautiful tip that we're just building out there right now. So just kind of feeling for it. When I stop, when I can't feel it getting smoother, then I pretty much know we've gone as far as we need to with that grit, and that's where we'll start to consider changing. I do always like to make sure that I feel like we've got an even balanced edge before I change. This is starting to not really change that much. You can probably hear that sound has quieted down, but it's staying more consistent now. And I always like to pay attention. Where do I leave it off? And we're getting just a little bit of a burr. My little chamois whammy go. I like chamois when I'm sharpening, guys, especially with this fluid. I will come in periodically and wipe this off and kind of keep that fluid and that grit that builds up there off of there. And I just get the leather chamois from Harbor Freight. Chop them up. Grab this guy. And just carve them up, guys. They make great for cleaning up your edges. You can see this one's been carved up a little bit. That's what I cut off of when I need a new chunk. But just really nice and gentle. They don't leave fiber behind, like even microfiber will, when you got kind of all this grit and stuff behind. And how are we feeling? Okay. Right on. Let me check in with you guys here. Who we got rolling in here? Blue Twisted Sis, Pens and Blades. Got the first one, Pens and Blades. How you doing? Missed you coming in there. Right on. All right, Pens and Blades, and you're talking back to me. I love their sound and feel. Give you a good indication. I love it. I love it. Pens and Blade. This is the Wicked Edge. Quite honestly, I don't remember the exact model. I will try to get that looked up and put it in the description of this thing and try to get up to speed on that. Blue, thank you for throwing Pens and Blades channel out there. Get over there and check him up, light him up, subscribe if you're not, people. We got to support each other. Let's show the love. And you know, I love finding new channels. It's one of the things since I started the channel, I found a lot of new channels out there, and it's just fun when you got the time to go check them out. So, yeah, Todd, they certainly can be. You know, I got lucky on some of my stuff. I was able to pick some of it up used, and wasn't too bad. But any of these systems, especially when you get into the diamond stones, they can get a little on the spendy side. I would love to tell you I love the blade holder system on the Wicked Edge. This is really what drives the price up. And quite honestly, some of my diamonds are kind of getting to the point where it's time to start considering maybe putting some in there. I actually think I'm going to slowly convert this over to more of the interchangeable stone holder kind of a deal. And the nice thing is the same stones can be used on a lot of different systems if you have the appropriate stone holder. And since I invested in this 4 or 5 years ago, those now exist. So, okay, I like the way it's feeling. We're going to kind of finish up a little bit at 400 here. Like I said, right now I'm just kind of feeling for when it gets smooth. And it starts to get to the point, you can hear how quiet that is if I shut my mouth. And it's gotten a lot quieter just in those few minutes that we put that 400 on there. And I can feel it's almost starting to get kind of slippery. And like I say, I'm not putting much pressure on there. If you're not comfortable getting right in here, guys, I'm more of a fingertip. But oftentimes you'll see me rest my finger on the back side. And that helps me, kind of gives me 3 points of contact. And it helps me feel the angle on those stone holders a lot better. see if we walk that burr. We did. Let's see if we walk it back in one pass now. Nope. It's going to take probably 2. Okay, so we're back in 2. Like to get it where we're just starting to dance it back and forth at this point. Okay. Ooh, yes, 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 yes. And that's feeling the edge, and then coming up is feeling the burr. Okay. Okay. Like I say, guys, I'm not a pro. I'm not an expert. I probably do this all wrong. I'm just kind of showing you the way I do it, especially touching the edge and stuff like I do. Probably not a good idea. So, right on, pens. There you go. You betcha. Yes, they are, Todd. And like I said, had I known now what I knew then, or some of the options were, I probably would have maybe taken a little bit different approach. I'm still really glad to have the Wicked Edge. I need to look into some of their improvements they've done over the past few years and see what's out there. Who knows? Maybe I can reach out to Clay and maybe get him to send some stuff out if we get enough people showing some love for the sharpening here on the channel. Yeah, like I said, mainly for the Work-Sharp Pro PA is where I'm looking to upgrade some of my diamond plates and interchangeable stone holders. Obviously, that system already has it. I just need to take it farther than beyond where they're at, and working on that. And in that research, I've discovered that there are some really cool different holders for these different systems that we can now get. Okay. I'm going to kiss this back just a little bit. Okay, so now we're out and we got our 400 done. We're going to go to our grain, going to get us into our 600. And just a little dab will do ya. This is good for cleaning your stones out too, guys. And usually when I don't have an audience, so to speak, if I'm just doing one knife, or when I'm on my last knife, and sometimes even in between, I'll show you as soon as we get done here, I'll just kind of clean these stones out. And this fluid makes it super easy, and it's another reason I run that the leather, the chamois, is for cleaning the stones. And quite honestly, that's one of the reasons I started using the chamois, is I didn't want to start loading up the diamonds with lint when you kind of wiped them off. Different people have different ways of cleaning them. Some people use pencil erasers and things like that. This lapping fluid does a nice job. It keeps your dust down as you're doing what we're doing right here, and it helps make it clean. And think of it as wet sanding too, guys, especially when we get into these diamond lapping films we're going to use here in just a little bit. You know, if your regular sandpaper loads up when it's dry, and that's one of the reasons you get into wet sanding when you're getting into finer finishes, is it literally helps keeping the media from loading up. And once you load your media and you get it all packed full of the crap that you're trying to take off there, that's when you know, you're going to lose the effectiveness of the stone. It'll just start skipping over there like it's got mud stuck in it. Here again, here's our little chamois. We're going to kind of clean up some of that lapping fluid here. Inspect what we got going on at 600 here. Give her a feel. And every time we go now, guys, when I feel that edge, I can really start to feel the sharpness gain. Checking. There we go. We got a little bit of our right there. Okay, and we're hanging here, so we'll come back this way. 2, 1. Like I say, at this point, guys, I'm getting ready to move out of this grit into the next one, and we're gonna start moving pretty quick through these grits at this point. And I'm just feeling, and I'm setting that rake angle from front to back, because I want that rake angle sloping from the back of the blade up towards the tip. And that just gives you, when you do most of your slicing, it gives you that natural benefit of the serrated grooves that we're putting in there, even though they're going to be micro fine. Okay, cool. Loving that. Okay. This is S30V we're doing here, pens and blades. This is the 535 BK-2 bug out, fresh out of the box. Peeled the blade out of it. This is going to be a build, so I'm going to tear the whole knife apart anyways. So, right on, work sharp. Like the work sharp Ken onions, very cool. Got one I'm sitting back there. I haven't used it a whole lot. I need to practice with it and do some more with it. I've used it for some utilitarian stuff and some working edges and here and there, but I can't say I've gotten really good with it. I want to use it to kind of take shoulders off and then bring them over here to finish it up. Is what I'd like to do. Okay. Right on. Yes, sir. Very much so, Todd. Yes, you are correct, sir. And what do we got? Right on. Okay. And we are going to get moving on. Get this cleaned out just a little bit. You guys can see our little tester. We should be able to start getting pretty nice. You can see it's still kind of rough. I mean, we are only at 600 grit, but that was more of a tear than a cut. There you go. You can kind of see it slicing a little bit there. So, let's clean this up. Let's get into our next round. I'm going to get our 4-600 out of the way here. And you'll notice, guys, when I put these together, I always put light grits together so you don't contaminate and you don't abuse a finer grit with the more coarse grit. Case I've got, these guys all stay isolated and protected. And then get our little bumper in there. That's for when we just decide to drop them. Alrighty, thanks for the refreshment break. Okay. And just a little dab. Little dab. Ooh, now you guys can start to hear how smooth that's getting. This is where it starts to sound fun. And we're literally going to just start refining this. A little bit of scrub in. Find out if we're walking it. Walk. We're looking good there. Maybe just a touch back here. Pool noodle bumper. Yes, sir, Mad Yoko. That is exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is. And we take that thing, we just slide it to the side here. Without that in there, I love the little base on here. But when you set it down, and I try not to abuse my stuff, when you set it down here, it just kind of drops, especially when if you drop it diamond side down. And that was just something I started doing a while ago. Just had a little bumper. And cut a chunk off, and just gives it a nice place for that stuff to hit, not tear up the edge of that base, and not screw up the diamonds and stones and stuff. So that is what that is. And got a little flat in the case there. We can actually stand it up a little bit better. It stands a little bit prouder. And am I on the right? No, we need to get to 800 right there. Okay. Okay, so we'll refine this guy out here. Big things with the canned onions, tip management. Yes, it is. You got to make sure you get off of that thing instead of walking off the end of it. So that is the main thing with those guys. Any kind of a powered belt kind of a sharpener, guys. You just got to be paying attention and not rolling that tip off the way you're coming off of those belts. Sounds like Sharp Guy's gotten pretty comfortable with his. He could probably speak to that a little bit better than I can. So Okay. Oh, yes, 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 yes. All right, that's already cleaning up nice. Hey, Blue, I see you there. Good night, bud. Thanks for stopping in, my man. Glad to have you here. Thanks for slinging some links for me, bud. I appreciate that. Make sure you get over and check out Blue's channel, Twisted Sis 76. Get over there and check that channel out. Good people. Some of the best swag in the business, those two. No. Hey, Blue, if you're still in here, if you're still hearing me, got some new stickers coming, my man. I am totally out of your stuff. If you'd like to do some sticker swaps or anything like that, please let me know. I'd be happy to get some headed your way when the new ones get here. I'm hoping they get here this week. They should have been here a week and a half ago. I had to send them an email the other day and say, where the heck is my order? So, of course, got that one back. Said, oh, it just happens to be shipping out tomorrow. So, that was yesterday. So, hopefully tomorrow, today, actually, they shipped it. So, we'll see. I'll be impressed if they're here for Thursday night, but more than likely, hopefully we'll see them end of the week and get them in the rotation there. So that goes for any of you guys out there. Hey, we got Master Moderator Zach stuff rolling on in here. How the hell are you doing, my man? So how is life treating you today? Hopefully you had a good day at work. Wasn't too crazy. You know. But yeah, just saying, any of you guys out there, if your channels or non-channels have stickers or whatever, you want to do some sticker swaps, I do have a pretty good quantity of some new stickers coming in. And reach out to me. I'd love to swap them out with you and get some new stuff in here for the... oh, you're still working, dude. Oh, man. Oh, you're having another one of those days. Come on, everybody. Let's give old Zach a little love out there and pull him through the end of his workday, man. He doesn't ever really talk about it that much, guys. Whether he does or not, I'm going to sing his praises. Mr. Zach stuff, not only is he a good human being, he's a hard-working human being. So just know that. Just know that. He is a hard-working dude. So okay, let's check how we're doing here. Okay, we got our burr over there. Nice. All right, so let's bring that thing back, and we'll start to even up now. Okay, nice. Right now I'm just kind of listening and feeling, and I'm just kind of like say, it'll smooth out as you go, and then you can kind of start to feel where it gets a bit of a glassy feel, and you can feel it's not getting any smoother. That's where we basically make sure we're balanced, set that rake angle that we want, come back. We should have just a fine burr on this side, and we do it. Yep, I almost have to come over the top of the edge to feel it. And yep, there it is right there. Okay, so we're looking good. I like our 800 grit. We're going to go to our 1000. Fireball. Blue right on. Oh, dude, you always crack me up. Yeah. Pull it, Zach. Pull it. Just don't let him catch you. Ooh, look at that. Okay, Mad Yoko. Very cool. We'll have to get over to Mad Yoko's Insta. Go check that out. So... Okay, I want to see what I missed there. Getting back in there, see if I missed anything before I saw Zach come in there. Right on. Hey, any of you guys in the Pacific Northwest? I don't have the info up tonight, but we got up in Portland. We got that local Makers Bazaar up there for National Knife Week going on Saturday. I think it's 10 to 2. I'll try to get that found before we get out of here and throw that up to you guys. I'm going to try to get out of here Friday morning, get up in Portland area, and kind of be messing around up there this weekend and go out to that deal on Saturday. And who knows? Never know what kind of trouble Zach and I might get in if we manage to meet up there. So I'd say probably pay attention to his channel, my channel over the weekend. If it all works out and got cell service, I know I'd love to try to do a little bit of a live right up there from that deal. But yeah, if you're able to get to Portland on Saturday, try to get that info up. Good night, Blue. Take care, my man. And yeah, come out and hang out with us. Love to meet any of you guys that will be able to get out and whether met you or haven't met you, come on out. I'd love to put a face with the name. And sounds like it's gonna be a good time. Okay, we're just kind of feeling and feeling and listening. Okay, so let's make sure we clean all of our crap out. It's feeling pretty nice. I do want to get in here with the old inspection light and the old blind guy stuff here. And guys, what I'm looking for right now is I'm just trying to make sure that I'm getting the scratches refined. And as you're going down through your grits, the way you can tell this is once you've kind of worked them, if you see just some occasional coarser scratches in there, then you still need to work on that stone a little bit more. So that's a good visual reference. This does need it mostly over here just a little bit. So we'll just kind of throw a couple 2, 3 over here. Back that up over here with a couple. And this is a part where you don't want to get in a hurry, guys, if you're going to polish one out. Or it doesn't necessarily have to be polished, but you just want a good refined edge. If you get in a hurry here and you start jumping your grits too fast, you're going to leave some inconsistency in the edge. Okay, that right out on the tip out there needs just a little bit more. Okay, so we're getting close on that. I'm going to do a little scrubby right there. And we'll come back with a couple over here to even that out. And do we walk in, or we still got it laying over here? No, we need another one over here. I'll tell you what, guys, when I really got into kind of picking up my sharpening game, and then eventually ended up discovering guided systems, it was during COVID, and had started to get into the knife game a little bit, kind of coming into it. And then we all found a surprising amount of time, and I was kind of stuck at home because of the nature of our second business. I found sharpening, and I found guided systems. And I think that's one of the reasons why I kind of find it therapeutic, and I don't usually get in a hurry when I'm doing this. Because I can get in a hurry if I need to do a utility thing. But if I'm actually profiling an edge, putting a new edge on it, profiling it, so I never get in a hurry. It kind of relaxes me. And if I get it done too fast, I almost kind of feel like maybe I didn't put the right effort into it, kind of a thing, if that makes sense. Right on. Okay, I'm gonna give this one more here. And that's one of the reasons why, if I'm going for, whoa, what the heck is going on with our camera? That's trippy. Ew, what did I hit? I must have done something I shouldn't have done. Let's see if we can unfreak it out here. Come up here for a minute. No, that doesn't fix it. Hey, how you doing, guys? Okay. Unfortunately, I can't see that there. I'm going preview mode. I don't know why that camera's flipping. I might have to turn it off and turn it back on here. What is that camera right there? Okay, I am in preview mode, so you guys don't have to see all this screwing around. Hey, what do I got? Did I see a Delaney sliding into my right there? That is not a work sharp, haha. That is a wicked edge. How you doing, my friend? Welcome in, dude. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm going to kill this camera and bring it back up, guys. Hopefully, anyways. All right. All right, you guys still got me there. Okay. And let's see if we got her this time. There it looked more bueno. Okay, get back down there. Go back to live mode. It's looking better here. There we go. I don't know what happened there, guys. Sorry about that. Let's get our zoom back on here. Ooh, need to do it up here on the camera, I think, since we turned it off. There we go. All right, sorry about that. Slight technical difficulties. Let's get you set up here. See a little bit more what's going on. All righty. Working the bugs out here, guys. This is the first time trying to do the sharpening gig in front of the camera. Ooh, Todd Carr, looks like you made a very, very valid point back here. Let me back up here since we had the little break there. Todd was making a very great point there. Yes, removing the scratch pattern is very important when going for a mirror polish. Otherwise, as long as you have a consistent scratch pattern, you're good. That is 100% correct. And, you know, and that's one of the reasons why if you're going for a polished or a more refined edge, like Todd said, getting and refining, that's one of the reasons I get that magnifying glass out and check it. I've gotten all the way to polished edges and come back and found like 2 or 3 freaking deep scratches in there. And then in some cases, one time I had to go clear back to 400 to get them out. And you learn quick. Slow down at the front and then watch yourself as you go. And like I say, you can do some really sexy edges. So, but alrighty, pens. You'd have to get everybody else's opinion. I do. Like I was mentioning, the whole thing is therapeutic to me. It relaxes me doing this, whether I'm using this system or the other one. But yeah, I just love it. The sound. Oh, there you go. Brown sugar thinks it's soothing. There you go. If it has a scratch, that's a good question, Kathleen. As far as on the side of the edge, but it's not affecting the actual edge like a nick out of it. In my opinion, no, you don't have to resharpen it. It doesn't have to be reprofiled to get it. You know, if you got a missing piece right out of the edge from a scratch that's come up the side and taken it out, I was kind of showing off the Super Freak here a little bit earlier. This edge, it's just been getting stropped out for about, I don't remember, 18, 24 months. Got it to show up earlier. This thing right here, oh man, I'm not seeing it. It does have a nick in it. Right there where that nail is. See if we can get it. Something like that. When you get a nick out of it and you're missing a chunk, yeah. What I'm going to do is when I put this back in here, I'll actually take this and I'll blunt this edge all the way down. It's a good way to straighten your edge out too. If you are a little bit off, I'll take it down and I'll bring in kind of what we're doing right now. And I'll bring it right back into where I want it to. As far as scratches on the side and stuff, if you're not going for the mirror polish and you're not going for aesthetic, no, a little scratch up the side, in my opinion, to keep the edge working and functional. No, we really don't need to. So, do right on. And quite honestly, even though we're taking it down to super, super fine grits, essentially we are always leaving scratches, you know, on the edge. You get a totally, totally, totally perfectly smooth edge, and that's where you can kind of start to lose some cutting performance. Right on, Zach. Your seat is saved, and at this rate, I'm in no big hurry to get out of here. And like I say, going to work on this, and maybe even after we get this done, maybe throw another one in, or who knows, maybe put this knife together. See what you guys want to do. Right on. Delaney, what's been going on in your world, my man? What's happening? How's your sharpening been going? Mr. Delaney, he's a pro PA guy. You know, I've talked pro PA a little bit. I'm a pro PA guy too. Like I say, I think that what WorkSharp did with that pro PA, the PA when they came out is a very affordable system. And Kathleen, that's one that maybe we can look at trying to see if we can get you into that. And very affordable. As a matter of fact, I think I have one behind me here, brand new one in the box. That is a good affordable system. I will say this, the improvements they made from the Precision Adjust to the Pro PA, to me, I think they're significant. They had, I think it's safe to say, well, I've talked to the guys at WorkSharp about it, and I think they would agree. They knew they had some issues on that first one. You know, as far as how they were developing and some of the stuff they were seeing. And I know, you know, even after it came out, they were working, getting opinions. You know, we had some good conversations in that meetup they hosted for us a couple of years ago about it. And that was before I think the Pro PA came out. And they're always trying to improve that. Smaller knives I actually prefer on the Pro PA over the Wicked Edge. I would have to say, you know, the bigger knives I prefer over here. Anytime I'm going to polish currently, until I kind of get my system upgraded on the Pro PA, if I'm going to polish or do anything like that, it's coming here just because they haven't set up with it. So, okay, I think we're going to get out of this 1,000 now. It's feeling nice. Feel where our burr is. Okay. I'm liking that. Get those guys out of there. And then we're going to come on in. What do we got? 1,200, 1,500 is what we're going next, guys. So I got those off. I'm going to see. I don't know how well this is going to work. This might turn into a mess. It might be a bad idea, guys. Right now, without unholstering it, which I don't want to do, this might be the only way to kind of give you an idea of what we got going on out there now. So this is what we've got accomplished. We're out to 1,000 grit, and we are using the diamond stones, 1,000 grit, and this is basically what we've accomplished right here. And I should have thought ahead, and we'll pull it out after we're done. I've got another 535. I've actually got a couple of them over here, brand new in the box. We'll pull those out and kind of compare this once we pull it out of here. It'll make it easier to see. And let's get a little bit of our fluid on here without stabbing ourselves by reaching in front like we shouldn't be doing. And just get a little bit of our fluid on now. Then we're going to come in, and it looks like we need to do a little bit more adjustment there. Okay. Right on. Right on, dude. Hey, have you got a tour schedule up and going, dude, or someplace link where I can go and see what's coming? You guys getting out west on your schedule? And it doesn't have to be, you know, all the way out west, but I'd love to see what options you got coming up as close to the West Coast as you're going to get. I'd love to try to maybe think ahead and try to get out and come see you guys. That'd be awesome. So, hey, Pens and Blades, dude, you have a good evening. Thank you for taking the time and come spend some of your evening with us here. Field sharpener and a good strop. There you go. And, you know, that is an excellent choice. And quite honestly, I don't think I have one out. I usually carry the Benchmade version of the knife maintenance tool. I keep them at work, keep them in a backpack, that kind of stuff. But they do an amazing job just to keep them stropped up. So, yes, it does, Todd. And that is one of the nice upgrades from the Precision Adjust to the Pro PA system. Is that pen knife adapter he's talking in there. That is huge, and I haven't used it a lot. I've got a bunch of slip joints. I need to get using it on a little bit more. Dane, hey, how are you, man? Glad to have you in here, dude. But yeah, no, Todd's very right on that. It's a good system. You know, now and it's been a minute since I purchased mine. I'm not sure where they got the price on the Pro PA right now. It was a bit of a bump. I mean, if I remember right, it was in the $300 to $400 range, which I think for some people, Vegas during PBR week. Okay. Ooh, Vegas during PBR week. Okay. We're going to have to probably look into that. Sounds like maybe our road trip to Vegas is going to be in order. PBR, are they still doing that October? NFR used to be first week in December. I'm assuming it still is. PBR, I haven't followed that for a few years, but what, October, November-ish maybe? So, October, Blade Show West, planning on going. I'm going to road trip it Salt Lake from here. Looking forward to that. I'm going to try to take a few extra days if it works out and get there early. Jesse, hey, how are you, my man? Glad to have you in here. And road trip, NFR. Okay, so we're still roughly around the first week in December on NFR, Delaney, I would assume. Is that the week we're talking about? That'd be awesome. I'd love to actually get to the NFR too. So that might be a fun trip. A little November, late November, early December trip maybe. So very cool. I was trying to road trip it out to Tennessee this year. Take a couple weeks and go there. It just wasn't in the cards. Every time we kept trying to make plans, everything kept getting put on hold. Okay, Todd, that's cool. Very good. I should have probably been on top of that. $250 right now for the Pro PA setup. Right on. So yeah. So I mean, you know, for some people it might still be a stretch, but it's for $250. It'll set most people up to really allow them to do everything from just basic quick sharpening to get into a little bit more advanced kind of you know, building edges and really doing some fun stuff with it. Matisfaction, nope. Sorry, dude. Don't make me put you on timeout. Zach is on his way home. He's been working all day. And my guess is he's picking us all up a Dutch. So, got to show the man that's been working probably for, I don't know what time he started. My guess is he's probably going on somewhere between about 14 to 16 hours. So, we'll give him a break. And hopefully the man finds some Dutch on the way home. So, December 6th at the Nugget. Alrighty, dude. Alrighty. I love it, love it, love it, love it. I need to figure out when the old tickets go on sale and maybe start making some plans. So, Delaney, I did find them. I actually got them ordered. And what happened is apparently the guy got sick. Etsy's actually refunded my money. And they did not make the manufacturer, you know, refund them. I did get a message here a week or so ago to check in that they were still going to try to fulfill them. So I'm holding off on doing anything. Oh, yeah. I know, right? I promise you he wasn't working in the back cave today, though, Maddie. So come on, give the guy a break. But yeah, no, hopefully they're on the way. I did get a message. Apparently that gentleman had gotten pretty serious health issues, and it sounds like they were trying to get caught up. So I'm still holding out that that they've got that. And very cool. How are we doing here? I'm kind of lost, to be honest with you. And where are we at? We're at 1,500. There we go. Let's get over here. There's our 1,200. Make sure we balance out nice here. Give us a little scrubby. And like Todd was talking about, this is where we're trying to get rid of any heavier scratches. And this is where, if we start to where we get something we can't get it out, we'll do a little inspection here. And we'll actually back up until we get the scratch out. So I'll scrub in and we'll balance out and rake back. And this is where multi-directional, when you're trying to refine those scratches, the heavier scratches, and bring one down, that's where coming at them from a couple of different angles does a nice job. And let's start to bring it back here. I'm going to feel for the burr, and it gets really, really fine at this point. Sometimes you got to compare the size. There we go. It is walking just ever so fine. Okay. Right, Todd? I agree with you. I think everybody should be able to hand sharpen. I can. My dad was a meat cutter as a young man and growing up. He kind of taught us how to sharpen. If you guys have ever been around any meat cutters or butchers or anything like that, you know those guys know how to put an edge on a knife like no other. And he was amazing. And that's kind of one of the things that inspired me early on COVID is I was a decent hand sharpener. I never got remotely close to as good as he was by hand sharpening. Nowhere near in the realm of what Jared and some of these other guys do by hand. Jared Neves, that is. Yeah, I don't know. I got going down this path, and quite honestly, the older I get, the harder it is for me to hold the angles. If I have time, I would like to improve it. Watching, some of these guys on YouTube that hand sharpen, Jared's thumb trick and stuff like that. Now those were techniques that I never thought of or never were taught, and I would like to do it. It would be something to be able to hand sharpen out a polished edge. What a talent! I know from stropping, it's very much a feel thing, and I think once you get that primary bevel set and you can kind of feel it if you're a feel person, which I very much am, then I think probably hold it. But I don't know. I kind of got off on the guided sharpening systems, and like I said, my dad was an amazing hand sharpener, and up to the point where I started to use these guided systems, he put the sharpest edges I'd ever felt on knives. And Dad, I love you, but I can't do it by hand. You're still the master in my world when it comes to that. But I promise you that this stuff would rock your world. He would be like, holy shizzle, what the hell did you do, kid? That's what he'd be if he ever felt one of these edges. So, and it is starting to very, very, very razor-like there. So, right on. Okay. Yep, agree with you. Yes, it does, Delaney. And I do not have a jeweler's loop. And I had it about a little bit before he got here. I got the old man eyeballs, though. And that's what we're going to do right now is come in. And we were actually talking about that a little bit ago. I was kind of explaining to him what I'm looking for in here. And you already know this, Delaney. We're just looking to see where do we need to refine any of those scratches at to get to that polish. And we're looking pretty good. I can use a little bit more out on the tip, it looks like. Right on, Todd. Hey, Todd, you love hashtags. You want to help me get one going? Hashtag Maddie is not boring. So, right on. Matt Yoko was a Kroger meat cutter. For a minute, used a machine to sharpen with, I'm guessing, stones inside it. There you go. So the old stones that we grew up around, my dad had from meat cutting days, and I have a set of them. They're out in the shed. I need to get them out one of these days. The old Norton, kind of the big tri-stones. Shit, they were about 12 or 14 inches long, had a little oil well on the bottom. They were great, and that's what we kind of learned on. Right on. Cool setup. There you go. Yeah. And I've tried some different lights. This light is doing pretty nice. The studio light that we use for the live streams here is doing better job than what I've usually had. But I like dibs. Maddie, I know you're on the keto diet. Quit worrying about the dibs. Go get some nibs. A little licorice break, dude. If you can find nibs, oh man, this little bag of those, nice little treat. So. Ooh. Now you're talking my language, dude. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that idea, dude. Has its own screen. Can you plug it into the big screen? That'd be even really cool. Right on. I love it. Very cool. Alrighty, so where were we at here? We were checking our 12, and we were going to take the tip a little bit more. Sorry for smacking that microphone with the old hat up there. It was mostly right out here. We needed a little bit more love. Okay, liking that. Okay, oh yeah, when you start to see some faceting, when you come around the curve, when you know that you're starting to get that, it's not really, they are micro facets, I guess, at this point, but it's when you kind of see the light change as you kind of change that along there. Ooh, and it's starting to feel super nice, guys. Oh yeah, there's that smoothness I was looking for. Okay. Okay, let's bring that back just a skosh here. Good on time. Oh, cool. Yeah, this is going to be a long live, guys. I'm just having a good time hanging out. Girls are playing Mahjong tonight, so pretty much go as late as I want to, as long as I can make it to the shop. Make stuff happen in the morning tonight. So. Okay, let's give her one more looky. It's the old man eyeball here. And we still got one little weird inclusion spot out on that end. I'm going to have to wipe that and see what that is. It's coming. It's coming a little bit. Maybe use a little love right there. Okay, let's get in out of here. I'm going to come back on the 15 here just a little bit, guys. Probably jumped out of that 15 a little fast. Even when you get out to these fine ones, place that guy. Do not lock that tip or you'll screw up all your hard work. This one over here has been kind of weird because it was actually wasn't the end of the edge was rolled out like it sometimes it will. It's like it had a little burp. Oh, maybe about a 1/16 of an inch back. So. Okay. Nib faction, right on. Let's get our nibs on. Let's get rid of the dibs and go get the nibs. Right on. Everybody, let's go buy some nibs and send them to Maddie. So. Nice. Cool. To come back and catch up on some of you guys' comments when we're done here. Right on. Okay, let's make sure we like that. We're going to give her just a little clean on here. Okay. Okay. And I think that took care of some of that. Right on. Okay. So now we're going to come back into our 2200. We're just going to kind of clean those guys up. All right. Make sure I'm on the right one there. Yeah. It's kind of cool when you start to get to this point, guys. Even as you're just looking down the edge, you can start to see that kind of reflective kind of It's not really a polish at this point. It's just getting refined, but it's starting to look polished. This would be kind of the effect that you get. And when I put working edges on, I'll usually take them out, probably to that last set of stones, you know, kind of that 1,000, 1,200-ish. Sometimes I'll come into this one here, but then just hand stropping it, just maintaining it with hand stropping it slowly would kind of give you that polished edge look, even on a good toothy working edge. And I know some people disagree that you get up around 1,000, you're not a toothy edge. I disagree. I find 1,000, 1,200, even 1,500 still have some nice tooth to them. I think where a lot of that comes from, I could be wrong, and I know when you get into really coarse fibrous stuff, yeah, there's a time and sometimes there's a time and a place for 400 grit, 600 grit edges, but you know, 600, 800, I think is more the common stopping point for most people. I think a lot of people don't even take it out to there, but I think if they would, they'd start to understand that you still got a toothy edge, still very workable. At least in my opinion, my experience, it has been. So, what about you guys? How many of you guys? I know Delaney gets into some serious edge making and serious sharpening. How many of you guys like to play around with getting crazy and getting them polished and really going into these finer grits? Is it a thing for you? Not so much. Too much time. Get there. Enjoyed getting down to a 1 micron 14,000 grit. Realize it doesn't hold an edge along, but it looks damn good. You are 100%, Delaney, and we were talking about that a little bit earlier around. We have the ability. We're going to start swapping some stones out here in a minute, but we have the ability to get down to 0.1 micron with what we got here tonight. And I don't know that we'll go that far. Maybe we will. Like I said, I want this thing to look pretty darn good for where it's going to end up. And I can't say that I've ever had a perfect one. You always find a little something, at least in my experience. But like I say, I'm just kind of a self-taught hack when it comes to this, guys. Yeah, this is where I just like to walk it. And this is where if you're not going to go for the appearance on the edge, and you see these guys really cranking on them, you can get away and go a lot faster there. This is where if you start to get fast on it, you'll start to undo a lot of the hard work you've just put into it. So there we are. We're out to 2,200. I'm going to set a few of these out of the way because I'm going to start to bring in some other stuff here. Manage our space just a little bit. And set those out of there. Right on. And then give me a second here, guys. The old case. I don't know if you guys can see that in there or not. But let me start pulling these guys out here. And what these are is these are basically platens that have glass plates on them, or glass platens on them. And these have diamond lapping films on them. Okay. Make sure I got those in order that we want there. It should have been in there. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is, because we've got 3,000 grit coming up there. Before I do that, I just kind of stumbled on this. I had them in one of the packages I picked up used. Now these are ceramics. And even though technically we're going back in grit on them, I found that the ceramics basically do a bit of refining, and then I throw them in here, and then, I don't know, they like glass out the edge a little bit better before we really start to get into it, if that makes any sense. So, like I said, I just self-taught. I don't necessarily always know how to describe this stuff. This is what I found works for me. So, but here, we're not going to spend a ton of time here. We're just going to do a little scrubby with the ceramic. This is a ceramic 1200. And right now, this is just all about refining. Sure, on the right one there. Ooh, yeah. And see, this is where that polish starts to come out of here. And then I'm going to come in and see pretty quick. Now I'm running into the 1600 on the ceramic. That's where that fugly spot's been out there. Show it a little love. Make sure we don't roll anything out there. I'll just even this guy out just a little bit. Get those out of here now. Okay, so we're done with those for now. Now let's see if we can make sure we're cleaned up here. Okay. Now let's see if we can get a look at this guy without freaking out that camera again. So guys, you can start to see where we're getting on that guy. And depending on how that light's hitting, you can see we're starting to get a pretty nice little shine coming in on there. Alrighty, so now we're going to get into our diamond lapping films. No, I think we got one diamond stone left. That's right. We're going to go 3000 here. I keep them sleeved, guys. Like I said, I really try to keep from getting cross-contamination on these things. And when you get this fine, I think it's real important to do that. I think you can probably get away with it at your lower grits if you have to. And this is where you really start thinking of this as wet sanding, guys. And that's where this lapping fluid, aside from being a good cleaning agent, comes in. Yes, very much. That is true. Keep your ceramic clean. That one there definitely needs a little eraser love on it. So, very good. And these things are just smooth at this point. And we're going to take it 3000 smooth here. Just going to refine those scratches. Absolutely I do, man. You know how it is, D. Come on now. I will say that. I've intentionally put those there. There are those times where you want to lay something down and you just can't get the angle on it. Sometimes you got no other choice. Get that 100 out and take corner. You got to take some of the corners off, man. I'm just saying. Got to make it work for where you're at. And I'd say at the wicked edge, that's one of the things that I do complain about. There's a small knife deal that puts it way up here. It's a lot narrower. But this top edge, I think, could be refined down a little bit, give you a little bit better entry angle into it. Not a huge deal. But yeah, like Delaney noticed what he's talking about, guys. You can see these raw aluminum. That's actually where on some knives, I've actually, like I said, taken those corners off of that thing. So you can get into that and get that profile and get that angle down to where you want it. So if the tool don't work, sometimes you just got to modify it. Alrighty. Kind of feeling and listening here. Probably missing too much. Ooh, I see Barry Lilly. Hey, how you doing, my man? Come on in. Take a load off. Hang out with us for a while. Make sure I'm not missing too much up in here. Barry, glad to have you in here. 100%, Todd. And we talked about that kind of early on for those of you guys that were not here. I spent most of my time at the 100 grit, getting it the way that I wanted to. That's where you're shaping it and you're setting it up. And that's really where you need to get most of your work done. And then it's just a matter of refining from there and making sure you don't get out of balance. Keep it aligned. So fists are nice. I'm not sure I want to know what that means there, Dennis. So I'm watching the bike riders. Okay, cool. Okay. Now let's get in here and take a little peeky. We're at 3,000 right now. Okay, it's coming along. Okay, cool. We're moving and grooving. Right on. Okay, it's starting to feel nice and smooth. Alrighty, I think we're getting pretty close there on that one. And that's 3,000 grit diamond right now that we're using, guys. This is what we got cooking. We've got, look at you, 14 of you guys still hanging in here with me. Freaking 10 o'clock at night while I just sharpen. That's amazing. I appreciate all you guys' support. Really do. It means a lot. So, been struggling the last month or so to get much content put together on the channel. Kind of really driving me nuts. I was even struggling to get some of those lives in there for a while. But get over, check out some of the videos if you haven't already seen them. Been better last week and getting some stuff out there. Get 3, 4, 5 new videos in the last, probably 8-9 days, I think. I'm trying to get one up about every 2 to 3 days. It's kind of settling down there. It feels good to be able to sit down and get some of that stuff done. And some of this stuff, you see over here, over there, wherever that is, there's some stuff lined up, ready to go. Just need to get her done. So I've got plenty of stuff to do content on it. Just been mainly trying to get caught up with life to get the time to get her done. Got 4 or 5 people out there, that want to do some pocket talks. We've agreed to it. We had a hard time getting schedules coordinated. I did reach out to another person the other day, and they've also accepted. And I'm kind of hopeful that at least that individual we might be able to get scheduled a little bit sooner. But definitely not done doing those guys. Just like JB said on his channel chats, which was obviously the inspiration for the pocket talk here on this channel. He's always said that scheduling was the hardest part about trying to get those done. So, okay, it's coming along. So, very good. I'm going to give this tip a little bit more love out here with this 3,000. Alrighty, got behind us for the first time seeing the Wicked Age. Not a fan, Delaney? They're in Nash Vegas, right on. All right, Kathleen, thank you so much for stopping by, dear. You have a good evening. Get some rest. Hope to see you soon. One of these days, Delaney, we'll have to get a wicked edge in front of you. Like we were talking about it earlier in the live. There are pros and cons to all of these. There are things that I definitely like better about the wicked edge than I do about some of my Pro PAs and some of the other stuff. And then there is some stuff on that Pro PA that they have definitely improved over this kind of design here as well. Like I say, for me, I don't necessarily feel like you always have to be running the double stones. Got them, so I do. You can switch the stone side to side just as easy as you can flip the knife. Okay, so we're at 3,000. Now from this point on, once we switch, guys, we are going to roll into diamond lapping films. There's going to be no more down. There could be, and if we do, we'll basically slice up a film. But one of the things I like to start to do is we can do it a couple ways. We can start to now just little short kind of strokes, and we can just front to back, and we're literally, instead of trying to push it up, I found that this is a great way to kind of leave each grit and to help refine. And so we'll come out here, and it's literally just little short passes back and forth, and I'm just letting the stone slowly rise up as I go. And this is something I started to learn more with the lapping films, and it was like, how do you get more time without constantly having to be always working it? And this is one of the things I found. A little of that front to back seems to work really nice. And then we'll always like to come back and kind of finish up with our rake angle, even at these finer grits. And kind of balance it out with a few strokes here. This is the nice thing about the wicked edge, is where you do have the duals when you want to go ahead and start to really walk that edge out. You've got quick, easy alternating back and forth, and you literally kind of just, at this point, we're starting to walk that burr right off of here now. Pretty much everything will be up and out, and as much as we're going to refine it, there won't be hardly anything left to break off when we're done. So feel that guy out. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. There's that lovely little, oh yeah, oh yes, that little touchy bite. Love that, love that, love that, love that. Okay, beautiful. So there, we're just finishing up at 3,000, and now we're going to come into our, these are going to be, what I got, the 9 micron lapping films, diamond lapping films. Let me see if I got some handy here. Find out where I put them at. But those are the aluminum oxide ones. Those aren't the ones I want. Where did the diamond ones go? Oh, they were right there the whole time. So basically, guys, and these can be bought for different holders. These are just 1x6, but these are basically what lapping films are, and they literally are just a self-adhesive sticky back. And these things got diamonds impregnated in them, and you put them on those flat glass platens, and you get a beautiful, beautiful. That's a 0.1 micron, 1.5 micron, and you'll see the progression we go through here now. But I do like to get a touch of the old lapping fluid on there, like we've been talking about. Doesn't take much. And we'll come on in and get us some fluid. There we go. And remember, guys, what we're doing right now, we're lapping. Essentially, we're wet sanding. And right now, we're doing it with 9 micron. And this is where we're just refining that scratch pattern, those heavier grits. And I'm I'm getting a little up and down at this point, but I shouldn't be. And then this should all be pretty much up and out. You can get away with it. I have caught one before. If you're not careful, you catch that edge into it. And there goes your lapping film. Poof. And usually means you back up and fix a little bit of your edge too. So don't like to do that. There you go. Yep, I love it, Todd. Yeah, that WorkSharp Pro PA and PA system. From an affordability standpoint, and the way they got that design, and you guys are going to see the Pro PA on here probably a fair amount. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do the Wicked Edge on this, besides the polish, is I've been using the Pro PA so much, I haven't really pulled the Wicked Edge out. And I don't know, it might have been 6, 8, 9 months since I've had the Wicked Edge out. It feels good to have it out. So, kind of like comfort food. And felt appropriate for the first kind of sharpening content to bring on here. This is kind of what inspired me to kind of take my sharpening game up a few notches. And it just seemed appropriate. Considering, like I said, the end result of where this knife is going, we needed a Wicked Edge on this one. So. Right on. And then this is where we're just going to kind of start to do those little side-to-side shimmies, and we're just kind of letting that slowly rise up as we do it, and literally just kind of coming back on that edge, and then doing the same thing, and make sure you don't get too far out on that tip. And there we go. And this is super light pressure. As a matter of fact, at this point, the better you want your edge, the lighter pressure you should be using. I mean, I'm literally just barely holding onto the stone enough to just kind of be able to lift it. And then control the movement, the slide on it. Okay, let's clean that guy up and take a look. So, what do we got? What did I miss in chat? Right on, Delaney. Yeah, I was talking about that earlier as well. I want to get my hands on TS Prof, play with it a little bit. I need to look into their systems a little bit more. It's one of the reasons I'd kind of like to go to just Universal Stones and try to find stone holders where I can maybe have the same stones and use them from the Wicked Edge over to the Precision Adjust, the Pro PA. You know, maybe a TS Prof kind of a setup there. With a macro lens, J-Dub? Okay. I can't promise anything, but, you know, if I have enough time to think ahead of it, then we'll certainly try to do that. I'm telling you what, that microscope Delaney's talking about would be cool. Can we live stream with that microscope, Delaney? Yeah, there you go. Delaney said that well. It is. It really does come down to feel. Basically, the best system is the one that you're using. And the one that works for you, not the one that somebody tells you need to buy. So, and I think that's true with most stuff. I mean, there is time and a place for somebody saying, "Man, that choice is horrible for what you're trying to do." But okay, that's the way she goes. And I clean that. I'm going to clean that off to inspect it. I decided to put some more on it. Okay, let's try that one more time now. Get a better idea what we got going on here. And we're in 9. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Starting to come together. This is 9 micron we're working on right here. Okay, looking decent. Feeling nice. Okay, so we'll get those guys out of the way. These guys, I was kind of talking about a little bit earlier, and I probably will do most of this after the live. But when you get that fluid on there, that lapping fluid, the cool thing you can do is, like I said, just put a little bit of that fluid on there. It just loosens that. I'm trying to do this without slicing the hell out of myself. See how nice it is? That's why they like this leather, because it doesn't leave fiber behind. And you just kind of clean those up, and you can get all of that. Look at all of that blade steel that we're taking off of that guy. And I'm guessing that people out there are probably going to tell you, oh, wash them off under whatever, don't wipe them, whatever. And it probably am shortening the lifespan. But the reality of it is, these things, if you take care of them, they last a lot longer than you think that they're going to. If you take care of them. So, get this other guy loaded up here just a little bit. And mainly I like to clean these lapping films before I put them back in those plastic sleeves. There you go. Okay, get those out of the way for now. Now we're going to come into our next set, and this is going to be the first one. The orange side is going to be 3 micron, and then the second side, oh, I'm sorry, the gray side is going to be our first one at 6 micron, and then we're going to get into 3 micron after that, and we should be able to start seeing a pretty nice finish. I'm going to actually kind of pre-clean these a little bit. I was not a very good boy and did not clean that up very well the last time I used it, apparently. There we go. Get some of that crap out of the way there. Like I was saying earlier, guys, I probably am doing a lot of crap that I shouldn't be doing, but this way, like I said, self-taught, kind of the way I did it. And by all means, I am not opposed to input. I love input, actually. I love to learn. And by all means, if you guys got any tips or tricks, I'm open. I'm willing to try most anything once, and if I like it, a lot more after that. So that's how we learn. Okay, those guys on there. We're going to come in with our 6 micron. What do we got? Hapstone holder is really good for a universal holder. Okay, yeah, I've seen that one. Right on, you see one. Hey, whoa, Big Red, what the hell are you doing, my man? Did we stay up late enough to catch you after work? Are you getting ready to go home? So hopefully you're not pulling another 12-hour deal. So right on. We just decided we needed to do some sharpening there, Mr. JB, and you know, we've been wanting to do this ever since the channel started, but thought we'd get a little Sharp Talk action going tonight. Saw a window of opportunity where Sharp Guy had said he wasn't going to be doing his lives for a while anyway, so thought we'd jump in here on Tuesday. The girls were playing Mahjong, had the time, didn't have any chores to deal with from that perspective tonight, and just trying to have a good time. How are you doing, my friend? So, did you have a good day at work, I hope? So, you just had, you and I both played a little bit of hooky. I think you and Miss Nellie, a little vacation this weekend. We got out of town last Wednesday and ran down south and came home on Saturday. And got out of town for a while. I'll tell you, it was sure good to just kind of go recharge for a few days and not do a whole lot of anything we didn't want to. We were kind of wiped out. Got down there Wednesday, Thursday, had a little bit of fun, did some stuff. But we pretty much just kind of crashed on Friday. We didn't do a whole lot of anything that was productive on Friday, except just recharge our batteries, literally. And that felt really good. So, right on. So, there we go. Dude made it home. Right on. Very cool. Yeah, 100%, dude. I agree with you. And, you know, guys, Delaney shared some pictures of some of his stuff with me and whatnot. Delaney's got some chops. I'm just saying. So, I'll guarantee he's got a lot more chops than I do. So, but from some of the stuff I've seen that he does. So, he got some skills. So. This is where you go to scrub and you really shouldn't. You can catch those lapping films. I'm just going to work these out, refine these guys out here. That one side of that tip up there is kind of in a pain in the butt on this one. Hopefully it comes out nice up there. I'm hoping we're not going to have some kind of a weird facet up there where that was. I'll tell you this, guys, that one thing, I mentioned it earlier, when you get into a guided system, you have such control over the bevel and the edge. You will find weird stuff. You'll think you've got a nice factory grind on a knife, and you'll start to put this on there. You'll start to find all kinds of crap. And that's where I think if you're literally going for aesthetics, that's where the guided systems. I don't know. I mean, some of these guys are super good with hand. I mean, some of them can maybe hold this. I've never seen a hand polished blade that could stand up to a guided blade, but I haven't seen them all either. So some of these guys are probably very capable of doing that. Right, JB? I hear you, my man. I hear you. So it was definitely hard to hop in that car and get home on Saturday. I know that. So I am going to get my little finger wipey here. So, beach trip. I love it. I love going to the coast. Love going to the beach. So I'm a mountains and water guy, whether it's oceans or the rivers or the lakes. So right on. Do. Yeah, right. That's a great analogy, bud. It really is. Okay, so now on our 6 micron, I'm going to go into that kind of side to side motion that we were doing. And it's literally just refining that out, trying to get to our polish. Cool. Come in here. And this is literally just forward and back with just a very, very slight up motion. And it's just giving us another angle to refine those scratches. And then I do like to finish with bringing that directional rake back in. At this point, I don't know how important it really is. Maybe it's just something that makes sense in my linear brain. Problem with engineering, designing stuff for too many years, guys. Sometimes it's just hard to let go of some of the methodical thoughts. But okay, let's see how we're looking on that guy. Like I say, at this point, there's no sense in jumping forward if you have any scratches that you're not going to be able to refine out. And that's why I like to keep checking it. Right, Mad Yoko? He kind of nailed it with that one, didn't he? Okay. It does have a weird low spot in it out there. Okay, I'm going to roll with it for now, though. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're going to come back over to this guy here. Here again, just a touch there, a little touch there. Going to spread our fluid. I'm gonna figure out how to start doing some background music if we're gonna do this. Apparently, so get something that won't get us copyright strikes and stuff. Right on. Good old Svelty Zach. Get him to sing some tunes, man. I think he stopped by Dutch and probably just went home and crashed. So. Right on, J-Dub. Cool. And that's really what it comes down to. What works for you, right? Kind of like what Delaney was mentioning earlier. There's no right way or no wrong way to do it. Right on. Okay. You guys are a trip. Right. Okay. Okay. Let's do our little wiggle jiggle. Right, grab this side. And I don't remember if I mentioned it. We are at 3 microns right now, guys. Is where we're at on the diamond lapping film. They do make aluminum oxide films. I've got them over there. I haven't really used them that much. I'll use them on some washers, stuff like that. But the aluminum oxide just going to wear a lot faster than diamonds will. And let's bring back our rake. And any of you guys that were around when we started, if you kind of remember what that sound was, I think J-Dub, I think you were around. How quiet it's gotten now that we got into here. It's just kind of almost just like a little zzz. There we go. Oh man, yeah, she's starting to get slicey. There you go, fellers. Get our slice on. And one of the reasons for I kind of change setups, guys, I do, and that's what I like about the fluid. At this point, the fluid actually helps you get those little microparticles wiped away there. And I try to get in the habit of getting them out of the way. I'm not going to clean these right now. You get the microparticles out of the way so that they don't contaminate your finer grits as you go. At least that's my theory, and I'm going to stick to it. And guys, here's our push. See if we can get it in there. We're down to 1.5 and then 0.1 microns. And I am going to clean this guy up here a little bit. Use a finger that's not contaminated. Make sure we get as much of that off as we can. I am going to grab a cleaner piece of ShamWow over here. I'm going to clean that film up. This might be the last one for this film. It's not cleaning much. That's on that 1.5. How's this other one looking here? Where did I put the other one? 3 and a 6. There it is right there. Yeah, I'm going to clean this one up just a little bit. There we go. Yeah, this might be the last one for this 1.5. It's not really wanting to clean up that well anymore. Maybe this side's cleaning up a little bit better. Okay, there we go. Right on. Lapping film all over the desk. Alrighty. What do we got? Napster Ninja, how the heck are you? Snuck in on me while I was cleaning diamond film. Right on. Sounded like gravel at first, right, J-Dub? Yeah, isn't it amazing how quiet it gets? You go from that 100 grit, and now we're down to 1.5 microns. I don't have my charts out. Delaney, you remember what grit 1.5 micron is? I know it's getting out there. I know you get down to that 0.1 and you're up around the 100,000 grit. I forget where 1.5 was, but it's getting out there, what, 30 to 60,000, I think. It's been a long time since I looked at my grit chart, so I don't remember. Yeah, J-Dub, cool, thank you. Well, and I intentionally turned off the noise isolation. I don't know if you guys are getting the ceiling fan or not, and that's why I normally have the noise isolation off, is I have a ceiling fan I like to keep cranked on or it gets too hot in here. So hopefully there's not a fan noise that's driving you guys nuts. So, right? There you go, man. There you go. I still got out in the shed. I still got a box with those small stones that you're talking about. So, yeah, right. There you go. Yeah, I've got a set of my dad's that have got a great big old bow out of them. So 13,000 at 1.5. I thought it was finer than that. What's 0.1? At least on these diamond films, I'd have to go back and look. I think somebody, man, it's been 3-4 years. That seems a little bit light on 1.5, but I could be wrong. Probably am. So, like I said, you into this much more than I am. So, right on. I'll trust you, bud. Yeah, I hear you, and there is an adjustment. So there's a time and a place for it. We talked about that earlier. Oh yeah, that's just getting beautiful. Right on. So now let's come in here and let's start to try to take this guy home here. We're getting close, fellers. Appreciate you guys hanging in. Like I said, truth be told, I was just sitting down, kind of getting going on this, and thought, yeah, might as well record this thing, and why not hit that live button? So that's kind of what we're doing. I'm just kind of killing time, not in a wasteful kind of way, but I wanted to do this, and I was in no particular hurry. And like I said, if we want to stick around for another hour or two and monkey around some stuff, we will. So I appreciate you guys. It's going to start to get late. What time is it? About 10:40. It's starting to get a little bit late. We've got JB in here. It's got to be getting pretty late. Oh man, just got it. Got home from work. So right on. 0.1 is 250,000. Okay, I knew 0.1 got crazy, and I couldn't remember what the other progression was. On those. But guys, this is really. As a matter of fact, here, I'll try to do this. I'll try to get this up here for you guys again so you can see it. Since the last time we checked it, let's see if we can get this on camera. You can see the last time we checked in, you can start to see a lot more of that nice reflection coming off of there. And that's where we're going to try to finish her up right now. So the cool thing about it, depending on how you maintain your knives and stuff, even after you do this, hand stropping is really what's going to finish this. And to be honest with you, that's when I'm doing most of my own stuff anymore, I rarely pull these out. I'll take it usually to that 3,000, maybe that 9, and then from there I just hand strop it out. I haven't had my gunny juice and my hand strops. I've only had the 6 micron. I just picked up some more of those replacement strops from OCD for that nice drop I got from him. And I just need to sit down and go order some more gunny juice. And I think I want, and that's one of the reasons I bought, I think I bought 4 more of those replacements, is so that I can have, I want to think probably a 12 micron, maybe a 9 micron gunny juice on a strop. I actually really do prefer to hand strop. Now with that said, you always run the risk, all it takes one bad pass and you can roll that bad boy over. But usually once you get the feel, I haven't done that for a long time. Still possible. and that's where that feel and getting comfortable with your setup. It's one of the things I like about the bigger strops, as much as I like the Work Sharp Benchmade knife maintenance tools with their strops on them, and they do work great. Oh man, it gets to where it just sucks it in. Literally, when I bring that in, there's like a vacuum is getting so refined. It just literally kind of sucks and holds it right into that edge. It's amazing. Thank you, sir. Coming from you, I'll take that as high praise. Yeah, one of the things that the craziness of life is the little office studio setup I got here. When life kicked in, I haven't really finished it off like the way I was on a roll when I was setting it up at the beginning of this journey. And I've been trying to get caught up finally and starting to work on that a little bit. I've been trying to split my time between getting some content done and slowly working on this. But hopefully after I kind of finish getting this place settled in, it's just going to be more usable and have better access to come in and have some of the stuff more at hand. Oh yeah, guys, it's starting to really come together now. Oh yeah, it really is a feel thing, and I know you've got some guys in here that are used to doing this. And I think Delaney was talking to feel, touch. I don't remember his exact words earlier. But how about the rest of you guys? When you get down and you're refining this, is the feel for you guys? I mean, I love that part. But is that kind of take over for you at this point? For any of you guys that have kind of gotten down and dirty to this point? So it just really, I don't know. It's just my thing. Like I said, to me, this is therapeutic. I just don't get in a hurry because I enjoy it so much. But okay, we're going to do a little bit of our shimmy on here. Now, guys, if you're ever using a leather strop on a guided system, and these were the original, I haven't used these for a long time. These are same thing, but they had, these are, I think, kangaroo leather on these, if I remember right. But these had their paste compound, and these work nice. But when you, in a guided system, when you get into a leather strop, you actually want to make an angle adjustment. Because what's going to happen is the leather is soft enough that if you keep that same adjustment here, you're going to roll it in. And you actually want to go ahead and you want to basically steepen it up a little, back it off. And it's just a very light touch. And but yeah, leather strops can be good, but always on a guided system, make sure you back it off about a half to a degree before you start doing it. Or you can leather strop on a guided system your beautiful edge. It'll still polish and look good. You'll just round that edge off. And same thing you can do by hand when you're hand stropping. And that's one of the reasons why by hand is very much a feel thing. And if anything, you have to work into the edge. But once you get the feel, my Genda nano cloth drops, they have a really neat feel to them on that nano cloth, on those acrylic blocks like that. And kind of like I was just describing with that lapping film here a minute ago, where you could feel it almost want to suck it flat right down into that really nice flat edge. That's how those nano cloth drops are. And you can literally, once you lay it on there, you can kind of feel it kind of kick in, and it's just a matter of letting it ride. And here again, light touches on stropping, sharpening in general. Once you're done hogging the material out, let your pressure off. Keep it super, super light. If anything, keep telling yourself lighter, lighter, lighter. Okay. See how we're getting here. And we're still at 1.5. Yeah, there's next to no noise coming off there now. It's actually, I think, the nylon riding on the rods is, I think, mostly what that sound is at this point. Okay. And we're going to do a little looky here. Oh, oh, yeah, I almost said bad word. Not because I hurt myself. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. Oh, man. Manny, you're still here, dude? Well, you got to have to keep me from getting polluted like we did the other night, man. I'm just saying. It's that kind of deal. I mean, it's feeling that good. Do 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 do. You lost me. You lower as far as coarser, you mean, Todd? Oh. You're basically saying don't over micron strop it. I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about there, bud. Maybe I think I understand Twister. I'm not sure. So, for knowing where you stand in front. Yeah. There you go. Yep. It's kind of, it's that feeling. Yep. 1,000 grit. Always had one or two scratches on the edge. Yeah, and at 1,000 grit, you're gonna have a fair amount at 1,000 grit. To me, I don't really start to see the polish come out once we get to about that. What was it, about 2,200 and 3,000? Particularly, that's where I like the ceramic. The ceramic, even though you're technically going backwards in grit there, I've never felt like it didn't refine out once I came back behind it with that 3,000. It's like if you guys have ever played pool, been around pool halls or whatnot, long neck bottles, and you glass in your pool cue to get that thing nice and smooth. That, to me, that's the feel I get out of that ceramic. It's almost like glassing your pool cue with that glass beer bottle. And like I say, I've tried it with, I've tried it without. I've kind of added it in. I seem to just get better polishes when I add it in. Like I said, self-taught here, or maybe the totally wrong way. It just happens to work for me, I guess. Yeah, in Todd, yeah, and I know when we get talking into the polish, and we mentioned it maybe before you got here, there's a good point to stop from a good usable working edge. And I know opinions vary and materials vary, but yeah, doing what we're doing right now, this is not necessarily going to be the sharpest, best edge holding edge when you do this. If anything, polishing edges is probably what got me hand sharpening all my knives at the end of the day. Because quite honestly, polished edges, you're going to have to strop them a lot if you're using them a lot, because it's not going to hold the edge. You've refined it too much. And I get you there. And like I said, that's where you got to decide what you're doing with the edge. And not every edge do I do like this. It's most of them, the stuff I'm going to carry to work and stuff like that. I'll take them 1,500, 1,600. Sometimes maybe jump up into the 2,200 or something like that. And then it's just kind of hand strop daily until they get to where they get. The nice thing about it is, even on a polished edge like this, if you get to the point where you have lost your bite, you've lost your tooth, and it'll happen, put a micro bevel on it. You can have a sexy edge. You just have to micro bevel it. Now, the problem once you start micro beveling it, you're going to get, you can get a good micro bevel, maybe two. And this is where I kind of like a ceramic rod. Unlike those guided field sharpeners or something like that, where you just come back and you throw a little micro bevel on it. Easy, don't overdo it. Just a quick one. You can extend it. Okay, what do we got here? Cool. Nylon bushings, right on. Very cool. If you're finishing on, say, a 6 micron stone and you want to use something above it, like say 3.1.5. Well, that's exactly what we're doing. Well, we're not. I mean, we're about ready to go to 0.1 here, and so we're just refining this one all the way out. So I think I kind of understand what you're talking about. We'll have to talk about it. Maybe I'm not totally getting your gist on a strop. That is okay. Yeah, and the reality of it is, if you need to, even with a strop, if you get too fine, you need to put some tooth back on this. if you really want to, you can come back and you can add some to it. So it's not like this is gonna ruin this edge forever and ever if it doesn't hold up. Oh man, there we go. Okay, we're just having a good time now. Let's finish here. Sorry about smacking the mic with the wall cap there. Okay, I just want to get in here and take a little peek before we move. Pocket sharpener works. Yeah, I have. That's cool. It is going to be a great carry. Combination of that diamond ceramic, folding like that guy. You might say I have a little love-hate relationship with that guy, but that's a story for a different day. Okay, we're looking pretty good. I got some stuff out there on that tip that maybe we'll clean up a little bit. Okay. Let's do another little pass out here. This is where I like that side-to-side stuff, guys. It helps you ride your edge. You're really refining it, smoothing it. It's actually helping take some of the faceting out. And then we can always come back in and throw a little upward brake on it. Remember, really, really light touch, at least in my opinion, light touch. When I was too heavy-handed with it, I wasn't getting the results. And when I started to lighten up that pressure is where I started to find I got my better results anyways. There's a time and place for heavy-handed. In my opinion, this is not it. The little folding one, I think, I know Zach's got one of the Benchmade WorkSharp original little folding ones. It was a smaller deal. I wish they'd bring that guy back. That's even a super nice little EDC carry kind of style one. Okay, how are we looking? You guys that have ever been here, you know what I'm feeling right now. Oh, that's absolutely amazing. Oh, man. Where's Kevin Costner with that scarf to drop it over that edge for Whitney when you need him? Good old Kevin, he's never there when you need him. So, alrighty. You know what I'm talking about. Don't act like you guys didn't see the same movie I did. Unless you're a young fart. Probably have no clue what I'm even talking about. Oh. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, if Mama was in the room right now, we'd be in trouble. Okay. Alrighty, so this, guys, is at 1.5. And we're just getting a little crazy. And I am going to bring in, for that final step, just a little dab will do us. So we clean it down there. And let's see if we can take this bad boy home. I know, guys, just so you know, I'm not usually this slow when I do this. I usually, say on a bug out like this, if I do start to finish and I just kind of sit down and bang it out, I'm probably about an hour most of the time. All this jabbering and kind of hanging out with you guys definitely slowed it down. Where are we at? We're 11 o'clock. Shit, we've been doing this 3 hours. You know, we might go for another hour tonight, guys. So it is definitely not hurry up and do a giveaway night. So, but we'll try to come up with some fun stuff for Thursday night as far as a giveaway. Who knows, we might have, if YouTube doesn't keep taking stuff back away, we might have a little bit of a milestone giveaway, a little minor one on Thursday possibly. Okay, let's get this guy. That really needed some up there. Ooh, see, I did that. I came back. I just sliced some of my right there. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. That's what happens if you come back a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. There, just took a slice right out of that film. So, and this is where you want to keep that thing moving up and away from that edge at this point. And that lapping fluid on here is just literally letting this just float right across there. And this is where you can just keep going and going and refining each and every scratch out. And I guarantee you we're going to have some scratches in this when it comes out. It should be pretty nice. I don't think I've ever had a perfect one yet where I couldn't find some scratches on one side or the other or both. But this ought to be pretty presentable. And like I said, where this is going to end up, I hope it's, I think it's going to be appreciated. Even though I know that it's been around some pretty cool edges. So hoping it'll hold its own when it's all said and done. So we'll see. Especially doing it live in front of a camera for the first time, I'll take it. It's been fun doing this. I don't think I can probably express how fun this has been getting to this point finally, guys. I've been wanting to do this. What did we start this thing? Middle of March? What are we, middle of August now? About 5 months. Oh, about 5 months I've been wanting to get on here and do some sharpening. So hopefully it'll work out where we can, if you guys enjoy this, we'll maybe live, maybe not. Who knows? I'd love to get some conversation going about sharpening and stuff. You know, maybe get some of you guys come be guests on here and we'll talk about sharpening and stropping and stuff like that. And like I said, this is not at all a replacement for the Thursday night lives, but this is something that periodically, as we can, I'd like to do that. And by all means, leave some comments down in this video, your thoughts on that. What would you like to see? Would you like to just not see it come on ever again? That's a valid option if that's the way you feel. But if you'd like to kind of see us pursue this Sharp Talk kind of segment about the sharpening and whatnot, what would you like to see? Let me know. Make sure you get it in the comments on the video. So easy to find it. Chat. I do try to go back through it when I can. But even then, sometimes it's not the best place to pull your thoughts and comments out of. And I'll promise you I have lost a whole lot of the chat tonight. Dave-O from El Paso, how the heck are you doing? What happened? What happened in El Paso, my man? So, good to have you in here. You up working? Are you getting ready to hit the bed? You know, what's going on? Let's see, you're, 2 hours ahead, 11? You're 1 o'clock in the morning there. I believe, if I got that right. We're just kind of finishing out this polished edge we're working on here, Dave-O. All right, let's take a look. That is 0.1 microns. Okay. Let's see what we got here, fellers. Sharpening challenge, Dave-O. Right on. There you go. Well, you know, let's see if we can't help figure something out for you there along the way here. Craig Vincent. Hey, there you go. Sorry I missed you come in. Welcome. Glad to have you here, sir. Yes, this is a Wicked Edge. So that's what we got going on here tonight. And thought we'd pull that guy out and have a little fun with it. Right on. Well, Craig, come back, and we've been working on this, playing around, kind of chit-chatting about it here during this live tonight. Feel free to loop back and rewatch this thing, maybe pick some stuff up. But this guy, you'll see the Wicked Edge around the channel a fair amount. I want to actually do side by side comparisons with this, the Work Sharp Pro PA, some other sharpeners out there. Like I say, I'd like to get my hands on a TS Prof at some point. And I used KME years ago, and some of the other ones. I think the KME is a good little machine. It's not for me, but I definitely prefer this style machine. Oh no, you blew up your Ken Onion last Friday. Well, the good news is, if that was the original Ken Onion, then it's time to go replace it with a KO2. Go get that new one. They made some really nice improvements on that. They're kind of subtle, but in my opinion, they're good improvements on it. We have the original version, and then we have the KO2 sitting back here. We'll pull those out and play with those at some point too. Guys, I love sharpening. I love to sharpen about it. So, like I say, if you guys want to see any of this stuff, let's learn together. I'll happy to share you what I know, which isn't a whole lot. Okay, looking down the edge consistently, especially if you get distracted. Yeah, I was a little concerned with that coming in here tonight. This is the first time I've ever sharpened in front of a camera, particularly live. Generally, believe it or not, I think it's safer having the edge here than having it pointed straight at you. I tend to, just I don't know, my emotions. I feel more comfortable with this. I've never had a problem coming down. I know some people have. If you're not paying attention, you can drop a thumb on there, something like that. And I'll guarantee you right now, it'd probably take a great big old chunk out. So. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Davo, probably one of the biggest experts I can see out there when it comes to sharpening is Jared Neves over at Neves Knives. I love watching this stuff. I don't get near enough time to watch as much as I want. I wouldn't call myself an expert by any stretch, but if I can help you out and get you any information, by all means, I'm happy to try to help wherever I can. Delaney right there has got some skills too, so... but yeah, there's a lot of good sharpeners out in the community. So, by all means, whatever I can do to try to help you, let me know where we can step in. And like I was saying before we got in here, put a comment down in this video. I'm hoping to make this the SHARP Talk live stream. Hopefully, this is episode 1 of an ongoing series. How regular, I don't know. But get me some comments in this, guys. Put the word out. What do you want to see sharpening wise? If it's not in my wheelhouse, I'll try to get it in my wheelhouse or try to get somebody on here that can share it with us. How about that? Giovanni Romero, hey, good to have you here. What are we doing? Right now, we're just finishing up polishing an edge on a Bug Out 535, and I'm going to inspect it after I get caught up in the chat here, and it's probably about time to pull it out of this clamp so we can see what we did. Right on. There you go. There you go. Work Sharp customer service comes in handy. Right on, Work Sharp. We got Mr. JB hanging out with us tonight. I love it when JB gets here. So, JB, we always talked about doing some late night rowdy stuff, man. We're going to have to do that. So, I don't know if we'll get her done tonight. Let's finish this blade up. Maybe you want to come in here and we'll screw around a little bit. Let's see here. Make sure I'm all caught up. Barry Lilly. Alrighty, my man. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you being here. We'll catch you next time. You be well. Have a great sleep. So, J-Dub, you out of here too? Did I miss you? All right, dude. J-Dub, good to have you in here. We need to compare notes on Wicked Edges and stuff like that one of these days, my man. Right on. Yeah, Davo. Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier. Yeah, no, I got you, Delaney. And I've looked at that upgrade before, 100% on changing those out. And I think what I want to do is, like we were kind of mentioning earlier, I want to look into like the Hapstone holder or one of those holders. I want to look at possibly upgrading to more of that universal set of stones. And I'm thinking when I do that, that's a good time. I'll go through this and kind of do a couple of those upgrades as well. There you go, Craig. One of the reasons why I got so many different kind of sharpening deals over the years is I've been all over the place sometimes too. So, yeah. So, but like I say, and like I say, different days, I feel like different stuff. Today, I felt like the Wicked Edge. Like I said, this particular blade is going to a very special place, and I wanted to try to put my best effort, anyways, into putting a little bit of overkill and into a little bit of a polished action. Um, I think it'll be appreciated. I'm pretty sure it will. I hope so. Um, but try to get that done. And like I say, I probably, this is the first time in, oh gosh, 6, 8, 9 months, something like that, I've had the Wicked Edge out because I've been using the Pro PA so much when I do sharpen. And, oh man, yeah, guys. Okay, let me get in. Let me get a look in here. See if I got anything embarrassing in here that we need to take care of before we pull this out of here. Yeah, we still got some fine stuff in there. Oh man, did I get the coating on it? Looks like I did. It looks like I raked the coating on that side. Crap. That's the negative of coming down this low. Okay. Let me play with this just a little bit more here. We'll try to refine some of this stuff out. And this is where I really like doing those little horizontal super shimmies. Like I say, just trying to clean her up here, fellers. Try not to twist those around. Sorry, just hit the mic with the hat again. And this isn't going to be a perfect polish, guys. But it is going to look pretty damn nice coming out of the pocket, I can tell you that. Okay. And what do we got here? What do we got? Okay. Holy crap. Oh, yeah. I like it. See if I did it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, man, I hate it when I get the coating like that. Yeah, like I said, it's not perfect. Definitely left some stuff behind, probably shouldn't have. But I think with, let's get it out of here. That magnifying glass can also be pretty deceptive sometimes. Like I said, I would love to tell you I was going for a true polish and I dropped my handle on the floor earlier. So let's get that guy so we can get this thing uncranked. I do like this about the Wicked Edge. This is a little handle that goes on here. Let me back this out a little bit now. And kind of see it come out a little bit. Kind of see how that thing comes together. This guy right here. I always forget which way we go. Oh, I did it wrong. There we go. Down and then up. This will swing out of the way. You can actually screw it on. I don't put the screw in. It just gets in there and just come up here, pop her out. And there's our blade. So let's get these guys out of the way. And before I kill myself with that, let me get here out of the way as well. That thing doesn't fall off there. There we go. Right on, right on, right on. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Clean this guy up just a smidge. Let me get some of this crappy tape off here. I do, on coated blades in particular, I do tape the back where it goes in the clamp. I have had some, you get a little grit drop down in there, And if you get any vibration in there, it can scar up your coatings. You can do it on your satin blades too. I think it's just a good practice. If you put one of your workers in there, you know, and I mean it's your beater and it's got scratches, I don't worry about it. But anytime I'm trying to sharpen and have a good appearance, let me get, where do we go here? I'm gonna grab a little alcohol pad here. Yeah, let's clean this guy up. Yeah, Craig, it is, and it's a little bit different, and it definitely takes a little bit of getting used to. And going from a vertical fix to a horizontal fix, there is a difference. I think it's probably easier to go from vertical to horizontal. I've put enough hours on this Wicked Edge over the last 4 or 5 years since I've had it that it's kind of like habit for me. I'm starting to get that way kind of with the Pro PA. The thing I like about the Wicked Edge is it's so easy to keep the edge balanced where you're not flipping back and forth quite so much. You can get her done the other way. It just kind of changes up the routine a little bit. You know, it's kind of like smoking meat on an offset smoker versus smoking meat on a pellet smoker. You kind of get the same results, you know, but you take a different path to get there. And let me get this in here. Don't tell Junkin' Genius that I'm not using one of our hanks right now, guys. Shh. Okay. We got some more cleanup to do on here a little bit, but let's get it up in here for you guys. See what we got. So this is what we managed to come up with. So, right in there. So, like I say, it's not, I need to get it cleaned off better. But, sorry, it's not really doing it justice on the camera there. You gotta be really careful. There you go. So anyways, guys, that's what we're getting out of this. I'm not getting the best light on there. But that's what we got. We now have a bug out laid down to 15 degrees. And we will continue to clean this up a little bit more. But that was kind of our goal for the night, is to get that thing ready so we can finish that bug out build and get that thing all buttoned up. Hopefully this week, and we'll have one of those projects out of the way. So right on. Let me hop back in here. Where'd our pad go? What did I do with everything? I got all my crap sitting on, that's why. We'll throw this bad boy back out for you. Get some of the stuff out of here so we don't lose it. Yeah, okay. To tech mat time. There we go. Right on. Cool. So that's our guy right there. And like I say, I'll kind of finish cleaning that up and play with it just a little bit more. Like I said, it is not a perfect polish, and definitely to get it really, we got to spend a lot of time really refining those. And yeah, overall, I'm very happy with that as far as doing cut test. And of course, you get a nice sharp knife and you start cutting paper with it. But guys, you can see that thing is paper curling sharp. It is just amazing. So, anyways, that's how we do a Wicked Edge, guys. At least tonight, that's how we did it. And you know, I had a good time. I'm not ready to get out of here. If you guys want to stick around and BS for a while, we can stick around and BS for a while. I'm kind of done with the sharpening part there for tonight, though. Let me get in here and catch up with you guys. I am going to bring some of these dang bright lights up. I had the lights really cranked tonight. Kind of make my eyes hurt. Where the heck did we go? I'm going to bring her down. Time to get a little mood lighting in here. There we go. Okay. Right on. How much did I miss? Okay, I remember being there. Horizontal shimmy. That the technical terminology? Hey, Delaney. Yeah, I just put that right up in the way. I'm just saying. I shimmy a lot, dude. It's just the way I'm built, man. So yeah, that's a technical term. So that's a pocket razor shimmy. How about that? Right on. Let my hand right and not. Yeah, Delaney. I've come close a couple of times, but so far I've managed to come right down on top of it. So the rolling sharpeners. We were talking about that earlier, Craig. I know WorkSharp has one. I have not had the opportunity to try one yet. I do need to get one picked up. Have to get one ordered and give one of those guys a try. Definitely on the kitchen knives and stuff, it looks like they'd be pretty cool. And looks like I've got way too much bright light coming in there. Okay, let's fix you up a little bit there. Okay, there we go. Now we don't have crap shining in your face. So I would like to, Craig, especially on the bigger kitchen knives and stuff. And they look like they'd work pretty good, especially for taking care of that. And here we go. Looks like Todd's laying in here. The DMT guided one is one with plastic holder for the rods and magnetic attachments for the stones. Recommend against using it. Too much movement in the rod and plastic. Good input. Thank you, Todd. Right on. The 1x30. You get her done there, Craig. Right on. Yeah, Todd, and that's where I don't think that is a all-around sharpener. They'd be good. Definitely the bigger knives. It looks like that's kind of what they were intended to design for. And I think mainly for the people that wanted to get their chef's knives and stuff and throw a nice edge on them. I'm kind of curious on those rolling sharpeners how a boning knife or a fillet knife would work. I'm starting to wonder, is your profile getting too slow? This is why I need to get my hands on one so we can play with it and kind of learn that stuff because I really don't know. Let's see what Craig's coming back here. Guided angle and guide and base from an old landscape since actually improved my results. Okay, cool. Right on. Well, thanks for the input there, Dave. Appreciate that, my man. Cool. So yeah, hopefully this is the first of hopefully what will become one of the segments or the series on the channel. Thinking about calling it Sharp Talk. I guess this is going to be at least Sharp Talk Live, number one. I hadn't really put too much thought on whether they'll all be live or there'll be some recorded mixed in or whatever. Let me know what you guys thought on it. You guys enjoy doing this? You'd like to see some more? Yeah, let me know. What do we got in here? What do you guys think? You want to chitty chat some more? You guys want to wind her down? So, JB, we still got you in here. You take off and go lay your head down there, buddy. So, right on. Let me see here. I'm going to try a little something here just in case. Hopefully. Okay. So yeah, that would technically be an option. Okay. Sorry, I had to look at something over there, guys. Alrighty, what else we got? About the double-sided stones, freehand. The whole kit was cheaper than just buying the stones themselves. The guide really sucks, so. I've never used for hand sharp. I've never used a guide to hand sharp. I mean, aside from the, where the heck did all my? I think all my stuff is actually kind of halfway put away. That's the problem with cleaning up and organizing around here, guys. I don't have everything piled up on my desk anymore. This isn't what I was thinking of, but yeah, there's one of the little WorkSharp sharpeners there. This is one that's got the diamond on it right here and the ceramic rod there. These ceramic rods on these guys, this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, guys, that if you ever need to put a micro bevel on, especially where WorkSharp has put those guides on there, usually there are 20 most of the time, which is a great micro bevel angle. I guess it would be long as you didn't have something crazier, but Right on. Cool. Oh, what do we got here? Midway sale, 24 cold steel, SOG, Camillus, day use, code. Right on. There you go. Todd's throwing out some love there. Thank you, Delaney. I enjoyed it as well. Thank you. And like I say, it's a work in progress, bud. You know that. Like I say, I've seen some of the stuff you do. And like I say, I'm hoping to get back into it more regular. With the channel here and just personally, it's one of the reasons for trying to get this room, this office, kind of finished, set up is it's kind of been so much of a mess and unfinished at times that sometimes it's hard to come in and do some of the projects. But try to get that going here in the next few weeks. Going to be up in Portland this weekend. Ooh, that's what I was going to do. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, thank you for mentioning that. I'm going to try to find that link here really quick and kind of show it, JB. I'm going to go up on Friday is my plan. I took the day off. I'm going to try to get out of here Friday morning, get up into the Portland areas early in the afternoon as I can. So I've just got options. And be up there Friday night, Saturday. I'm planning on coming home Sunday. I think that's going from 10 to 2. Let me see if I can't find it here. I got distracted again. It happens more than I'd like to admit, but it does. Ooh, I know right where to find it. Somebody had it in his links he sent me the other day. Let's do that. This thing pulled out of here, and we can share this with you. Here we got the link. There we got her. Got her found. Get this dropped in here. There we go. So we've got a little link in there for you. I'm going to see if I can pull it up over here on the screen share too, real quick. Ooh, did I give you the wrong one? No, it's right there. Why did it? Oh, probably operator error. Usually is. Okay, yeah, I think we got it here. Thought I just bought a Magnum Tono for one. 20 degrees is also a great angle for fixies. 20s is a good, solid universal angle until you decide you want to get crazy and stupid and start laying them down. 20 is a great working edge on almost all steels. I mean, there's some that it's a little bit too much, but I like 18 to 20 anywhere on there. Most users. Yes. Right on. What are you doing, JB? Are you up for a little bit? You busy? What are you doing? You want to jump on here and get crazy? Oh. Okay, let me jump over. I think I got screen share ready. Make sure there's nothing weird up over there. There we go. And it looks like I maybe need to move this around just a little bit. There we go. We got a little off kilter there. Let me get lined up so you can see it. So up in Portland, National Knife Day, Portland Knife Maker Showcase, guys. It's going to be this Saturday. And here's some info on the screen right there. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. up at the Steelport Knife Company factory up off of Sandy Boulevard in Portland, Oregon. But yeah, I'm planning on coming up. I hope that we get some people coming there. I'd love to meet any of you guys. Any of you guys that are planning on being up there or able to stop on by, send me a message. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm relatively sure. I know Mr. Zach is going to be there. And I saw some other people in his chat talking about coming out there as well. So exactly who's going to be there, I don't know. But yeah, come on out and check that out. And if you're going to be in the area, so no worries, JB, my man. Get you feeling better. We'll get to one of these late night deals. What you need to do is when you're like getting ready to get off work and you're like feeling like you want to come home and say, hey, I wonder if Mark's doing anything. Get a little crazy live. We'll round up some crazy guys and do a wicked late night live like we always talked about. So I hope you get that headache taken care of there, my man. But yeah, come on up. Portland, come on down to Portland, whichever direction you need to get there from. If you're in the area, we'll be up there on Saturday. Imagine probably, well, I don't know, Benchmade. Let's see, I'm trying to remember. I'm not being a very good host here. And quite honestly, we're just kind of winging it tonight, so I didn't really have anything. But basically, displays on site, experts from all 5 of the member brands, from Benchmade, CRKT, Gerber, Leatherman, and the Steelport Knife Company. And go check that out. And who knows? Maybe we'll get in some other trouble up there. Gonna try to. I know Zach was speculating that we might have decent enough. Yeah, right. It's kind of hard to make the hop on the coast, Craig. I understand, my man. But be cool to get up there and see that. If we got enough cell service up there, it'd be fun to try to do a live or some lives from there, even if they're a little quick vertical lives or something like that. I don't know. Maybe they'll let us in there if we get signal inside. Maybe we can live from up there. If not, it'd be nice to try to get some videos recorded and meet you guys and just hang out. So looking forward to get up there and do that. I do think, what are we at, guys? Oh, wow. We're 3.5 hours on this bad boy. We're setting a new record now. And where have I been? There we go. No. But yeah, try to start winding this down. And where are we at timer-wise? Why is that not showing me? Want to see it? We want to go right there. Oh, no, I think I hit the wrong button. There we go. I don't know what that did, but yeah, 3.5 hours. I think we've probably worn out our welcome with the YouTubes tonight. So we're trying to wind it down. I probably need to go put the head down and try to go to sleep here in the next couple of hours so I can get up and be a productive business person in the morning. But appreciate you guys hanging out. Love it if any of you can make it there. Yeah, seriously, please throw some comments in here if you guys enjoyed the sharpening. Kind of the sharp talk, whether it's a live stream or recorded. I think there's a lot of conversation to have here, and would definitely like to try to mix in the sharpening a lot more than I have up to this point. I'll be the first one to tell you, a lot of my things I wanted to do getting started with the channel right from the get-go, I haven't even gotten to yet. As much as I thought I had a game plan of where to start, where to grow to, and stuff like that, it kind of flipped around, and it's kind of had a little bit of its own mind. And I've got a few things been bugging me that I haven't got on the channel yet. This is one of them. It makes me feel good to finally get to do the sharpening stuff with you. Feedback, any ideas on what you'd like to see on the channel in general, guys. You 11 that are in here now, pretty much all of you guys have been great supporters, supporting the young channel. And like I said, I've been trying to get some of my crap straightened out and get caught up on some of my stuff so I can start to get a little bit more regular with some content. Hopefully that's going to stick and hold here for a little bit. We're going in the right direction, and just looking forward to it. But guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me tonight. Make sure I didn't miss these. Heading back to the fart sack, Delaney. Thank you, my man, for hanging out until 1:30 in the morning. Appreciate you as always. And appreciate all you guys. Sharp Guy, Dennis, thank you for being here, hanging out, my man. I'm going to kind of try to hog a little bit of your spot until I know that you want to come back on Tuesday. I'm not going to say we're going to do this every week, guys, but if Dennis isn't going to be running an 8/8/15 Tuesday Night Live, that usually is pretty good night for me. So maybe we'll try to mix in some of these. But Dennis, by all means, when you're ready to come back into that slot, please let me know so I can make sure that I bounce out of the way. You want to go get some Bigfoots? Okay. Bit of a skeptic. Well, I drive a Jeep called Super Squatch, and I'm a skeptic. So, right on, Davo. Thank you for the input, man. Yeah, I love the fellowship too. I love, and quite honestly, I think that's one of the best parts about this channel. I'm not going to probably be an expert at anything we talk about in the EDCR knife community. I like the conversation. I like the camaraderie, and it's just awesome. And the compassion that this and caring that this community has for each other is amazing. And it's no wonder a lot of other channels talk about how much they love doing this. And appreciate you guys. Good night. Appreciate it. Delaney. Craig Vince's, this is not my normal time slot. This was kind of a random. There was kind of a lull. Dennis, Sharp Guy ATX, had said he wasn't going to be doing a live for a little while anyways. His life's been busy and stuff like that. He'd been going Tuesdays at 8:15. I'd heard that Javon, who I'd heard was going to do something tonight at 8:15, heard last night he was pretty sick and wasn't feeling that well, so I kind of just took a chance and jumped in. To be honest with you, I didn't check. Hopefully he didn't end up going live. I didn't see a placeholder when I was looking earlier in the day when I came up with the idea. But no, Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific, is usually where I do my regular weekly lives, my Thursday night lives, Craig. We'll plan on me back here this Thursday at 8 p.m. So, Todd Carr, thank you for being here. Sharp Guy, you betcha. You let me know on the job and everything like that. But by all means, whenever you're feeling, not that I'm going to try to claim Tuesday nights at 8:15, but like I say, it was a good spot to try this. If nobody else jumps in here, then I might play around with it some more. But by all means, let me know. I'll get the hell out of your way on Tuesday nights whenever you want me to. There you go. Thank you, Todd, for putting that up there. It was horrible on links tonight, guys. Thank you for Todd and some of the others that did throw some stuff down out there tonight. Kind of wasn't really that kind of live, or it wasn't my intent for it to be that kind of live. So, but till next time, till Thursday, Todd, thank you. Yep, how dare I forget, knifetubeschedule.com. My Knife Journey, Scott N, over on Instagram, publishes the Knife Tube schedule. That's where we can all figure out who's going where and doing what. Thursday night, 8 p.m. Looking forward to doing that live with you guys. Had a blast doing this tonight. Appreciate your love and support. Like Mr. Zacko, I said, I moved all my stuff. Where's my prop set, man? Alrighty, he just had it out of here. Like Brother Zacko always says, hashtag DSKFS. It is the way, everybody. You know it is. Live it, breathe it, love it. And till next time, you guys take care and peace out. Have a great one.